And we're back, chat. There we go. Welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing today? Can you hear me well?
Yeah, man, I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Yep. I hear you great. Awesome. Guys, chat.
Well, the
Are we?
flag fell. That's not a good sign
Oh,
for what's to
no.
come tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to tear the flag down. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no. Well,
But no, welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Here, let me actually, you sound good, but let me just turn you down just a smidge on my end, just so it doesn't blare out and overwhelm. But no, appreciate everybody coming in today. You know, we got some new faces that just stopped in. Thank you, Ahar. Thank you, Scapular. You guys are W's. How is your Wednesday? Almost said Monday, or I did say Monday earlier. Coffee Bee, how are you doing? Hopefully everybody's doing good today. All the emotes flying. I love it. So yeah, welcome in. How are you today, Maple? You said the flag fell there. Hopefully that's not a bad sign, but yeah, how's your Wednesday so far?
My team won last night, so always wake up in a good mood when your team wins. Live and die by those guys. So, girlfriend was over last night, so that was awesome. So yeah, it's been a good last 24 hours. Happy to be here. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, doing great. I can't complain. It is start of a new day, and I'm still above dirt. I always say is a good thing. So I'm happy to hear. But no, that's good. Your team won. The girlfriend was over, and now you're on the Jokerdad Spotlight, episode 130, guys. We made it to 130. I can't wait till we hit that 200 milestone. But yeah, we got a great guest here to kind of pick the brain of, get to know a little bit what content they create, and so forth. So just a little rundown. Who are you?
As a streamer, I am mostly based around playing retro or older games. That's the thing that I always wanted to play. That's just thing. There's the games that I still want to play. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I just don't get a lot of joy as much joy as I did when I was a kid out of the games now as I used to. So I don't know. As a streamer, I'm mostly focused around playing. I would say retro games and enjoying like I don't know, PS2, GameCube, N64 era games.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a lot of Kingdom of Hearts lately. I saw that Ahar. Yeah,
Yeah.
I keep an outlook on everybody. I keep a look. I'm like the clown peering in from the shadows all the time.
Yes.
So if you think I'm not there, I am.
He's always watching.
Yeah, I am. I try to at least. I try to keep up to date on what's all going on and what people are doing and stuff, just because it's like it's knowledge and it's information, and who you never know who's got something to provide and give out to people as in knowledge or just even inspiration. I found
Yeah.
inspiration in all the little places out there. But yeah, no, that's awesome. And
Yeah. I was doing the Kingdom Hearts just because I started with the 2002 Kingdom Hearts game. Like the way it's like the first one was, I think it was 2002. It's like really, really old. And they have games like working their way all the way up to about 2018. I think Kingdom Hearts 3 was out. So I just finished that yesterday. So I don't know. I'm a little lost for a game right now. I have to pick. I have to pick a new retro game to dive into. So I was looking at the Spyros, the Crash Bandicoots. The
So what type of what type of retro games do you prefer? I mean, are you RPG platformers? Have you done any retro like fighters, or like what's your favorite?
it all started with Mega Man. So there's always going to be a special place in my heart for platformers.
Yeah, let me grab this. I
Um,
probably won't be able to put it back up, but I got this here from
yeah,
a giveaway that I won. Mega
yeah.
Man little plaque that I have, if you can see that.
Oh,
I'll
that's
show you.
awesome. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love that.
So really cool there. I got it hanging up on the wall. It'll probably fall, and I don't want it to fall where it's from. So here, we're gonna put it down here. Because if it falls, it's right above my power supply, and that would be terrible. I've had that happen, and it wasn't a good thing, because then it shut everything down, and then when I powered it back on, all the default settings on all my stuff was just messed up, and then it spent like 3 hours getting everything fixed. So yeah.
Damn, it sounds awful. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All by
it's tech issue.
one little plaque, eh?
Yeah, it wasn't even the plaque that hit. It was like I had I had this Pikachu on the edge at one point, and it like I hit the shelf, the Pikachu fell, hit the power supply, and it just even a little nudge just triggers it, and then we're done.
I gotta get more stuff for my background. That looks awesome. I've got like some Funko Pops and some cards and stuff, but definitely not enough to have like an ambiance.
I like your tapestry. I mean that
they're supposed to have a flag behind me, but it's over there now. I just decided. I mean, I could try and put it back up. I mean, let's see if it falls again.
That has to be an omen, right? At that point.
Yeah, exactly. Hopefully you didn't just ruin their next game.
Yeah. Yeah.
Somewhere.
Sorry, but that's definitely not. It's gonna drive somebody nuts.
Yeah.
I want to play this item. Come on, there you go. Perfect.
Yeah, no, it looks good. I like it.
But no, yeah, sorry. I started with the Mega Man games. I was specific, like I played them all, absolutely, but specifically the first one I would have played would be Mega Man X5. Just happened to be the first game that I ever really picked up. I don't know if you played a lot of the Mega Man X games as well.
I've only played a few here and there, and I don't honestly remember which exact games that I played, but they were pretty good. I liked Mega Man.
Yeah.
They were one of my favorite games.
So yeah, that series, and then around the same time, I would have also really enjoyed Ratchet and Clank games. Absolutely still. So I don't know. I guess that's adventure game. You know what I mean? With the guy, shoot 'em up, but like adventure game, like kind of open world. And the only thing I never really enjoyed was the racing games. Could never get into them. Maybe I'm just slow. Just not. I just can't take the corners as well as everyone else. But I don't know. I just never really got into racing games.
Yeah, racing games are, I'm the same. I played a couple Need for Speeds, but outside of that, and then I played some, is it Forza at a friend's house? Or no, it was Gran Turismo back in the day at a friend's house. And I actually watched the Gran Turismo movie last night for the first time. It's actually pretty good, even if you're not a racing fan. I didn't know it was inspired by real events where they decided to hold a Gran Turismo competition on the racing simulator game. And anybody who won that got a chance to actually participate in a real racing event. So they made history by pulling someone from the racing simulator in their home onto the actual track, and it was successful. They placed fourth and got their license in one of the races.
What?
And then they ended up getting on the podium for the Nissan team. So they actually made history from going from a video game onto an actual podium and winning an actual race. And I thought that was amazing. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And
isn't that the dream, my man? Isn't that the dream?
It is.
And really good at FIFA, really good at FIFA 24, and then all of a sudden you're getting the call up. This guy can really play. Oh, it's me that knocked the flag. That's why I gotta move forward.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is it's a simulator, so it's so close to the real thing outside the G-force experience, right, of racing in an actual car. So outside
they
of
have
that,
the whole setup, like the whole
exactly, like the wheels and the pedals and the clutches and the feels of the car are about the same. So
that's cool.
So I thought that was very interesting. I was like, that's a movie that I enjoyed, that I'm not even a racing fan, but I was all like getting all choked up sometimes. I'm like, oh, this is really intense movie. So they did a good job.
That's awesome. I have to give that a watch, actually. I like real stories like that, especially if it's a gamer. Especially if it's a gamer gone big. I got to see that.
Yeah, that's what I liked about it. Is just the whole gaming universe in it. And and you got the typical parents who are like, oh, it's just a video game. It'll never lead to anything. And then here's this guy now, multi-millionaire racing professional cars for a living. And you never imagined it if he never took the opportunity and chance to do it.
I mean, yeah, you got to think when it's that serious too. He's got a shot, you know. It's like that real. It's like he's pretty good. I don't know. He could probably make something happen.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so what part of the world are you from? I know I mentioned a little bit earlier, but if someone comes
Uh,
in and what part of that country?
I am from Ontario in Canada, and I am from Toronto.
Nice.
Toronto, Canada. Yeah, the six. Where Drake's from, The Weeknd. Uh,
Oh, I didn't even know The Weekend was from Canada.
yeah, yeah. When he's like singing about the cold, being in the streets and whatever, he's singing about the streets of Toronto. Back when he was like broke, because he had his old songs and he was always singing about coming up from nothing and whatever. It's because he was in Toronto. Drake and close to where Bieber's from as well. Justin Bieber.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew he was from Canada.
Yeah, he's from Stratford. I've been over there a couple times. Um, Actually got to play against them in a couple sports, but he's a few years older than I am. So if I was a few years older, I might have got the chance to play against Justin Bieber in a couple sports because I played his team that he would have been on. You know what I mean when he played. So. But yeah, he's about from that area too. So Great White North has those are the only real three I can. I'm sure there's much more. There's more people from there, but
Yeah.
I'm sure there's like actual huge actors and singer or stuff. But I'm just like, oh yeah, these three. Yeah, those are the only three I know.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's kind of hard sometimes to if they're not in the circle of music or information or movies that you watch,
Hmm.
you might not even know, and or you might watch tons of movies and never known. But yeah, I love A Heart. Bieber is my hero, and everybody's like,
Apparently,
uh,
apparently, the most famous people from Toronto are Drake, Jim Carrey. I'll take that one. That is awesome. Catherine O'Hara. Not sure who that is. The Weeknd. Will Arnett, Rachel McAdams, Shawn Mendes, Andre DeGrasse.
oh, okay,
Keanu Reeves. Ooh, that's the one. That's the good one.
that's the one.
That's the one. Keanu Reeves. That's the one I'm claiming. That's the only one. That's the only one I'm going to say when people ask.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is awesome. Like he would be the only. We've always, I've all, me and other people have always mentioned when Keanu Reeves is mentioned, that he would be the only person I would be completely surprised and shocked if something broke about him that I would almost have to disbelieve it. I would be like, nah, Keanu Reeves didn't do that. If it was
No,
bad, right? It's like.
it's just not real. Yeah, he can't slander the guy at this point. He's too good of a guy. He's just too good of a person.
Yeah, exactly. All of his other things have outweighed any negative that can happen at this point. But yeah.
I don't like seeing a lot of the AI art, because I see it all the time now, like all over my Reddit feed and whatnot. But I saw like an AI art of like a Keanu Reeves in a feudal Japan, like with like swords and stuff, and it looked so cool. And I was like, oh, like what? Like that guy's just so cool. Like with his I don't know, he just looks like he could do any action movie ever, and it would just be like nice.
Exactly. Yeah, and I loved Bill and Ted back in the day. He played just
Yes.
such a great character in that show or that movie, should I say, or movies? Yeah, and I even watched the newer ones, and those were pretty good too. Or it was like the newer one that they did a couple years ago.
Hmm.
But great. So you mentioned retro games.
Yeah.
Which so far have I mean, you mentioned the Mega Man series
Yeah.
and things like that. Is there one that like is a gem that a lot of people don't know about that you've played, or something that isn't as mainstream as others? Or
A game that people might not have played that I love. The Tomba series seems to be pretty not well known. The Tomba, it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a, not platform. I don't know, you're on a set path, but you can kind of go like left and right, vertically. You can go up and down. I don't know, but you can change the camera a bit, but you're still
oh,
kind of
okay.
all on a set path. I wish I could pull up a clip of it or something. Because it's just a fun. It was a PS1 game. It was just a simple PS1 game. But yeah, not many people have heard about it. It's actually, I found out the other day because my friend works at a video game shop. That the disc that I have of it's pretty rare. It's worth like a good chunk of money. because it was actually such a niche series, and discs of it are pretty hard to come by. In good shape for the PS1. So, yeah, Tombo. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. He's like a little red-haired guy.
Let me check here. I can probably pull it up. Let me pull up. Find a link here.
It'd be Tomba 2. I was the one I would have played mostly as a kid. And if you look it up, like an image of it, the cover art is a him kind of like with one arm up, and he's got like a whip or something behind him, whatever it is, like a mace.
All right.
And it's a really fun game. Like, they're really fun games, and they're really simple. The music's fun. You see, you can kind of go like left, right, in, down. Like, there's like a little set path that you can go on.
I may have played this before. Let me see if this is.
Vision
No
problem?
way.
Try adding this to a glass of water
Oh my god, they gotta love the
before
ads.
bed.
There's
There's
one
no way you've played Tomba. That'd be awesome.
All right, I'm kind of scared. I might already get a copyright infringement from that, so we're gonna from the audio. So I think we're just gonna watch it. And I'm gonna turn the audio down. We're gonna get a ding from some hillbilly music. That's how it would happen here, chat. Oh,
You
it's
see,
kind
if you-
of so it's kind of like an RPG almost too. So
Yeah.
I mean, at least the text, I guess. It is like a 3D platformer. Yo, Chachi with the 15 months. Jeez. Oh no! See, I guess I didn't play this one. It looks, maybe it was Tomba 1 that I played. I don't know. This was. I mean,
You
this
see,
looks-
though, you see how it's like left and right still, but you can go like sometimes you can change paths so that you're like going another direction. It was a great game. You had to collect a water bucket to put out a fire, to get your fish, to be able to, and you could get your whole inventory. It was pretty advanced for a PS1 game.
Yeah, I'm
I would
doing great,
say.
Chachi. Let's see here. Yeah, no, I agree. You know what it reminds me of? I played a lot of Sega Saturn back in the day, and Sega Saturn, I think, was right before the Dreamcast, I believe,
Yeah.
or maybe it was after. I can't remember. It's been so long, but yeah, definitely Tomba was a solid game back in the day, definitely ahead of its time. Yeah, and that's kind of what it reminds me of, because there was some Sega Saturn games that looked just like this, but like, I don't know, maybe not as good, because this is a little bit better, and it has a little bit better mechanics that are more
The
defined.
inventory screen, yeah, is what gets me, because when you scroll through the inventory, like, you can go through everything. It's got little. I just couldn't believe it. Yeah, I don't know. That's why. So yeah, niche game. That was one of my favorites, and the disc, yeah, is worth a pretty penny now, which was cool. So I'm not gonna sell it, but it was nice to know that had a cool piece of PS1 there.
Oh, it went right in. 1 hour of silence, occasionally interrupted by Pikmin. Oh my god, can you imagine? Like, who makes these videos? Yeah, and it's got 3.4 million views with 100,000 likes. Jesus Christ, I'm making content wrong, Chad. I've been doing it wrong the whole time.
You just need videos with just the occasional sound from like a weird niche video game character, and there you go.
There you go, and the rest is all silence, right? It's like, oh man.
Yes, so Tomba. I really loved the Harry. No, these aren't as small, but I really loved the Harry Potter games, specifically Chamber of Secrets, on PS2. If anyone's played that, and that one's open world. It's like I just couldn't. It's the first game where you could fly around Hogwarts. You know what I mean? Like, it was really cool when you got your broom. You could fly around. You could collect wizard cards. Like, there's just so many classics. Like, even as I'm talking about them now, I'm like, oh, so many you could go back and play compared to, like, I love Fortnite, but it's very frustrating.
Yeah, no, it can be very frustrating at times. I love it too, but sometimes I just have to take a break and engage in something else. And
Yeah.
I love the old school stuff. I unfortunately, the only old system I have is like a PS3. I ended up giving away to a friend who had a house fire. I gave him my 64 with like GoldenEye and Super Mario and stuff like that on it. Because like, you know, he had kids and they lost everything. So it was like,
Yeah, that's really nice. Absolutely.
yeah, I was like, you know, I'm not, and the thing was, is I wasn't even playing it at the time. It was like, you know, stuck in a closet somewhere that I, you know, I was like, oh, this is retro, but, and it was before I even got into streaming. So I never knew about capture cards and being able to utilize that. But yeah, no, that's, I love retro stuff, and I kind of wish I still had my old systems and old stuff. But as you grow, I kind of sold that stuff to make money to buy the newer gens, right? And I think a lot of people did.
It's unfortunate, you know. It's how it goes. It's
but always a fun time. But no, Chachi, your fortune is be patient. The Great Wall didn't get built in one day. So yeah, be patient, my man, and thank you again. And we're gonna give you, since we got the sub here, we're gonna give the clown shoes. Here we go. We got the rainbows on today. Rainbow socks with the shoes. But
you can't
I know, flashy.
No,
yeah.
you think you can, but you can.
But yeah,
well,
with streaming, how did you get into streaming? What kind of inspired you or kind of triggered you to start to be a content creator?
honestly, it's never ever been about like, oh, it'd be so cool to have, you know, hundreds of people watching and getting, you know, this much interaction or whatever. It was always just like, I really love these old games, and it would be just be super nice to have like one or two people to just be able to chat with as you play along them. It's just so nice. Like you're stuck on a level, you missed something, you know, you didn't catch something, and you've got somebody who's like, oh yeah, you missed that, and you might want to do this, you know, give tips, and I'm like, oh, you're stuck, you know, just someone to bounce off. It's just more enjoyable, right, than just playing the games alone. Not that they're not enjoyable on their own, but I don't know. So it was always just you know what? It'd be nice if I could get, you know, someone to just, you know, come along for the ride for me while I played some games. So that was generally the inspiration.
Yeah, no. So you encourage kind of backseat gaming?
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
Nice. Because I know I've met some people who are like totally against it. They're like, no, don't tell me what to do. I'll find it out, and if I want your help, I'll ask. And I'm like, whoa, settle down, guy. I just thought you've been on this fucking part for 15 minutes now. I mean, I just thought I'd give you a little nudge.
I just thought I might give you a nudge in the right direction. My bad. Won't happen again.
Yeah, exactly.
No, so I love when people do that. It's a great way to meet people. It's, you know, even yesterday I was playing the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, and somebody came in that I'd never met before, and they were like, hey, yeah, I'm just a super fan of the series, saw you were playing, and they were giving tips, and I was, you know, appreciating it and joking with them, and, you know, and you know, that's the dream, man. You know, that's it. So that's the streaming motivation, I would say, just to have that, you know. No. And I always try and tell people, you know, I really appreciate you even chatting, coming in, saying, hey, just coming in and interacting, because then, you know, I've got someone to bounce ideas off of, so.
Yeah, no, I think that's great. I think, you know, being able to have that niche of retro gaming and people to come in who share that same common interest and are willing to give their time to help you out and stuff is awesome. And then communicate, you know, it's always always awesome to have people in chat you can bounce with and talk with. So yeah, I mean, I recommend anybody in chat who are definitely into retro games or just willing to have some conversation and chill and relax and watch some retro games to give Maple here a follow. I'm going to give you another shout out in chat.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Thank you, Joker. Seriously.
Oh yeah, no problem. Oh.
What kind of, just out of curiosity, what kind of retro games did you play? Like, what got you into gaming? Like, what were the first few,
man,
got your heart?
I started, you know, I saw, you know, when I was young, it wasn't prominent at the time, but, you know, people still, I was introduced to the original Atari. I mean, we had the Space Invaders, the Pong, and those type of games, which are very mild and, you know, very simple. But well, after that, it was around the time I got my first regular Nintendo. So I had the Mario Duck Hunt combo with the gun. I had.
I remember that.
My favorite original Nintendo game was Ninja Gaiden. Yeah, it's or no, was it not Ninja Gaiden? It was Kung Fu is what it was called. And you were a little platformer where you walked around as this guy in a what is it? A key? I can't even say the word. The jumpsuit. What do they call those? The starts with a K, I think, or I mispronounce it wrong. A G, yeah, or however you pronounce it, yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wolfpuck, thank you. And you would throw daggers, like throwing daggers, or you could do like a low kick or a regular kick. I think it was just really fun game. And then I know they had like this kind of like a running game. There was just a couple games that I got introduced to, and then after that, went into the Super Nintendo. For Super Mario World, Mortal Kombat, those were big ones. Zelda obviously was huge back when I was younger. Zelda even on the regular Nintendo was big. So I was inspired by a lot of Nintendo stuff. And then my friend had a Sega Genesis. So it's weird because some of the games like Mortal Kombat was out on both of them. So there was a lot of games that shared both platforms. Or both systems, and I always thought Super Nintendo was better. Sonic obviously was big on the Genesis, but yeah, no, those were the systems I started. And then I went from the Super Nintendo to the 64, and that's when I got the GoldenEye and a lot of like the Diddy Kong Country and Donkey Kong Country games. Those were some of my favorite. And I didn't realize how good I was as a kid at those games because I destroyed those games. But as an adult, when I came back to them, I was terrible. I was like, what is this? I was like, I remember destroying these games as a kid. Yeah, exactly. I was like, I was destroying those games as a kid. But and I liked RPGs too. I did Final Fantasies. I did my favorite Super Nintendo game RPGs, Chrono Trigger. I've played it a few times on stream. I think we're like halfway through the game on stream, but I haven't got back to it because that's the thing with building a community based off of a niche is I've built my community on Fortnite. And when I transition back to retro games or to a retro game, people are like, what the fuck is this? This isn't Fortnite. So,
Fortnite when? For the chat, Fortnite when?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I kind of steered back away from it a little bit. Like I'll probably go back to it on like an off day where things get slow or I have nothing planned. But unfortunately, I haven't built up the niche of a retro gamer. So I think and that goes with anybody out there when they start to steer away from the content that they've been pushing for some time, they're going to have a difference from their community on what they think they should play and what they shouldn't. And usually people are there for me, which is great. I still had people show up and hang out. But let's just say I did lose about half my viewer audience of people who were just wanting to watch me, get some headshots or kill some people in Fortnite.
Snipe some guys,
Yeah. I don't care what anyone says. Dreamcast was my baby. Nice. And so was ColecoVision. Coleco? I'm not too familiar with that one.
Well, I think, I heard that one. Yeah, it was like it was one of the major systems, wasn't it? But it was.
Yeah, I wonder what came out. Let me look here. What came out first, the Dreamcast or the Saturn?
Here's a if you were in the N64 era, then here's a game for you. Let's see if you played. It would be cool. Because I for some reason I love this game, but nobody's played it. Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was. It was a very like I played it, but I didn't play it a lot. Like I didn't own the game, so I played it like a friend's house, and I think I played it a couple times at like old Blockbusters and stuff like that.
Old Blockbusters.
Yeah, Blockbusters. They always had like the demo consoles out that
Oh
you could
man,
play.
I miss Blockbuster. Yeah, Conkers was wild. Conkers was a wild niche game.
Yeah, it's so crazy because like the Genesis, I didn't even know this. Like Sega had two systems before the Genesis, which one was called the SG-1000, and then that came out in 1985. So that came out the year I was born, and then the Master System is what their next one was called, and that came out in '89. Oh, I guess those were never mind. That's why, because those were Japan releases.
Mm.
So they weren't even in North America. So the Master System came out in North America in 92. So 97 is when the Genesis came out. That don't make no sense. No, 89. Never mind. 89. The Genesis came out. So let me see here. And the Game Gear. The Game Gear, man, that thing ate batteries. I remember as a kid, that thing ate batteries so much. It was like the Sega's first handheld system, and then
Oh, this thing. Yo, these things. I remember that little corner on the left. Yeah. The Game Gear.
and
Look
then
at
they
this
have the
thing.
Mega CD. I remember that name, the Mega CD outside North America, and Sega CD within North America. Okay, it was an add-on device for the Genesis with its own exclusive library, adds CD-ROM support as well as more processing power. Second version was named Sega CD2 and was released in 93. That's crazy. And then the 32X. God, I remember some of these. I never seen. What is this? That looks like
What is
terrible.
that?
Yeah, Sega Pico video game console aimed at young children, released worldwide. It was like a kid's.
Aimed at young children, eh?
Yeah, it's like, so it's kind of like just it's got yellow and blue and it's weird. It's almost like a little bitty. But yeah, that's weird. Sega Saturn. Okay. Sega Saturn came out in 95 in North America. I scooped that up. That was I loved this. Okay. Dreamcast came out second and then 98. So 4 years later. No, 99 in North America. So yeah, still 4 years later. So yeah, I never got the Dreamcast. I think what was out in 95 or 99. So instead of, I got the Saturn, and instead of, I must have got the PlayStation at the time. So I might have skipped the regular Dreamcast and just got a PS1. So yeah, I kind of missed out on the Dreamcast, and I heard a lot of people enjoyed it. But I enjoyed the Saturn so much. You had Daytona USA, Virtual Fighter, Virtual Cop. There was a lot of hidden gems in the Saturn for like RPGs. I know there was a game called Lord Savior, Dark Savior, and then there was some something of Secrets of Evermore, or that might have been just the Super Nintendo or 64. I don't know. There's just so many hidden gems that I played on the Sega Saturn, and then when I look back at them, because I sold the Sega Saturn plus like 200 games that I had on it, because I bought a bunch of games when they discontinued the system. They had them at like Walmart for like $4 a game. So I ended up like just scooping all these games up when they discontinued it and released the new Dreamcast, I think. And now looking back at those games, there's like some games that are like $200, $300, and I'm like, holy crap! Like, I would have had multiple thousands of dollars worth of games that I wouldn't have known I had if I still had them. But Secrets of Mana, Secrets of Mana is one of them. But I think there's one called Secrets of Evermore or something like that. Let me. I'm kind of interested to find Sega Saturn games. Sega Saturn games list. All right, let's see here. Oh, the big ones: Panzer Dragons. I had Nights into Dreams was one of them. Panzer Dragon, you just flew around as a dragon. It's kind of like Star Fox, but dragons, right? Let me see what other one that I enjoy. I know Shining Force was a really big one. Oh, Legends of Oasis. That one was one of my jams. If you look Legends of Oasis up, it's kind of like so that one, and
That one looks cool. That one looks retro. Is that PC? What is that for? Oh, Sega. It's for Sega. Sorry.
Yeah, Sega Saturn. Yeah, so like
Saturn.
that game with Dark Savior were like my two biggest games on the Saturn. Let's see here. See, some of these I wish I would have played, like Shining of the Holy Ark. Guardian Heroes kind of looks good. I'm looking at the game list here just to see if there's like certain ones I remember. I mean, shoot, Tomb Raider was on there too. I see. Myst was one of those games back in the day. That was a PC game that I played, but it looks like it was on there also. Oh,
Girlfriend,
Soviet Strike was a really fun game too. That's like an airplane type game. But yeah, it's just crazy to think that these games that I used to play a whole lot are just now considered retro. But
vintage games.
highly recommend anybody who has emulators or stuff like that and can go back and play those games. That's the best way. The SNES, Super NES had the best RPGs that was on NES. Yeah. Let me see what Secrets of Evermore was on. I think that one's one too. Oh yeah, it was NES too. Secrets of Evermore, that was a good one. 1995. And then in Australia in 96 and Europe in 96 too. That's crazy. Those good old days, man. Those games. I don't bash you at all for playing those retro games. Those are prime, man. And the stories were just great, and they're all chill, you know. So like nowadays, a lot of the games are just so fast paced that you can't really just sit back and take a look and enjoy what it was for, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
I haven't played nearly as much Fortnite lately. I've been because I love Fortnite, but I'm starting to get lost in all the old retro games. As you can see, you can go down the rabbit hole and you just start to be like, oh, I want to play that. I want to play that again. You know, and then you're just like, oh, these are also like chill. I don't know. Like I just think I'm getting not as used to the shooters anymore.
No, most definitely, yeah. You know, I think giving it a little switch up from times is always good. You know, in the retro games, you could do an RPG or a platformer or or action game there's just so many categories that you can kind of jump into if you wanted to switch it up. And same with modern games, but I feel like modern games, a lot of them don't like grab me like some of the retro games have and did. So it's kind of again, differences of opinion, right? Some people like the retro stuff. Some are like, what is this? But it's mostly how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I am 26.
Okay, so not too young and not too old, so right there in the middle there. So that's good, because I know usually
Smack in the middle.
Yeah, right smack in the middle. Yeah, a lot of people I know, like the younger generation, I feel like some like the retro, but some don't because they're so used to the more updated graphics in games. So anything that looks not visually appealing, they don't look past that visual right from the get-go to really see like the gem that's there. So good to see that you see those gems when they're there and look past that visual. But I am waiting
for multiverses to return though, because like my I love retro games more than anything, but like my niche or the thing I'm best at is fighting games. Like Marvel versus Capcom. I've played every Super Smash since the beginning and since N64, and I was pretty highly rated on multiverses, but then it went offline. So me and all my friends who played the game, we've just been counting down the little tick down, waiting for it to come back, and it's finally going to be back in about what's it, the first today? So it's this month. Yeah, heck yeah, the 28th of this month. Like I cannot wait. I'm so excited. Did you ever play Multiverses?
I didn't. No, I didn't play that. What is it? Can you give me a rundown on what that is?
Multiverses is essentially a free cross-platform Super Smash Bros. With anything that Warner Brothers owns. So DC characters, like Rick and Morty are in it. The Adventure Time guys like Jake and Finn. The Iron Giant. Do you remember that old like the Iron Giant's in it? Gizmo, the little gremlin. Who else is in it? It's like Harley Quinn, Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman.
Gotcha.
So anything Warner Brothers owns. So then it's just like a Super Smash Bros. Esque game. It's just like you got two platforms, you got some sort of platform. They're all gonna have their own abilities, and you're doing combos. You're trying to knock each other out for stocks. And it's amazing. I love it. But they took it offline because there needed some tweaking. There was a few characters that were just clearly, above the rest and just stronger than others. And the maps and the moves all needed a bit of tweaking, but they've been releasing little leaks and little move changes, and it looks really good. So we're all pretty excited.
Nice. No, that's awesome. I love fighter games, and I love God. It kind of multiverse. It reminds me of another game that's similar, but not. God, I can't even think of the name. It might even been that, and that's why I couldn't think of the name. But I remember seeing another platform, or not platformer, but a fighter kind of like Smash Brothers that had random characters in it that weren't something I was used to seeing. And I was like, oh, where are all these characters? And some of them I recognized, and then some of them I didn't. So that might have actually been it when I was looking at it. Because how long has it been out? Was it like years back? Like maybe like 5?
It would have been out like last year.
Okay.
And it would have gone offline in the last like 8 months, year. You know what I mean? About a year, 9 months.
Okay, so it hasn't been out long. It's not like an
No,
older game.
it was relatively new, and it's been offline just not too long.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope it comes back and everybody's pleased with the mechanics and the updates and stuff like that. 'Cause like you said,
everyone's gonna complain, but they always have something to complain about. It's just we're all just really excited for it to be back, because there was a small chance that it wasn't gonna, because they took it offline and they were like, yeah, we'll be back, and then they started releasing other projects, and Warner Brothers started pulling plugs on divisions of stuff, and we were like, uh-oh, is that going to be us, or are we not going to get our game back, and then it was only in the last few months that it was like really, really confirmed that they were like, yeah, we're coming back. I was like, okay, thank God.
No, see, that's the biggest thing is like when they start pulling plugs on stuff, you worry about like, are they dropping certain characters or things like, that's the biggest thing is, will those characters return? If not, what will they be replacing them with? But yeah, so in general, how long have you been streaming now?
So I would say like, consistently over the last, I would say, year. Consistently, but technically I've been my account's like a couple of years old, and I had a stream or two, I think a couple of years, you know what I mean, like I didn't really like, I had a random couple streams a while ago, but consistently I'd say over the last year. I've been making YouTube videos since like 11 years ago, but those silly old YouTube videos you'd have, like the cameras, like like it's not like a screen recording, it's like your camera doing stuff and you're just like playing FIFA or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, so about a year consistently streaming.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, that's good. I know, same with me, hit and miss here and there on, streaming here. And then this account's been open for probably since close to when Twitch started. I remember coming in and just making the account so I could watch a couple streamers. And that was it. And once I made the account, I was never active on it, never did it. Let me actually see here. I want to see when I made this account. You can do a countage in the chat. Let me see. Jokerdad. Let's see. See if it tells me. Yeah, 6 years. Holy moly. That's not when it started at least, but still quite a ways ago. 6 years, 5 months. And it was under a whole different name, so I did like a name change when I created the stream.
Yeah. My old YouTube videos still have a different name for the intros that I used to have. It's like it's not even my name.
Yeah, we'll see what yours says here. Yeah, 4 years, 3 months, 9 days, 17. Man, they're right on to the minutes. I love it.
They knew exactly when we pulled up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. But yeah, always a fun little command there to see when people created their accounts and so forth. It's always fun. But yeah, so do you have any hobbies that you do outside of streaming? Things that you find interesting or fun?
Yeah, I collect a lot of different things. Like I like to I collect different cards, like sports memorabilia collectibles. Like I like enjoying, I like going thrift shopping, garage sailing, stuff like that, looking for, cool little hidden gems. Just like go with my girlfriend and we'll go early to some stuff, and then if I'm not streaming, I'm either working, because I do work full time, so I stream as consistently as I can. I'm just off screen gaming, like I'm just like leveling up stuff. So if I'm not streaming, I'm gaming, thrift shopping, working, we're traveling a little bit. My girlfriend and I like to go. They travel around Ontario a little bit and see cool places because there's a lot of pretty places to go look at. So.
Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm a big thrift shopping, yard selling kind of guy too. I like going and finding little knickknacks, especially if it's like, it's only 50 cents. I might as well. I'll take this. You know.
Yeah, okay, I can find a use for this. I'm sure this cable.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a place we like to go to where they've got, you'd love it if you like thrift shop. It's a giant warehouse. Like you walk in the front door and it's just like huge warehouse area. And they just have tables. Like they've got to have, 5, 10, 15. They got to have 100+ tables, like bins almost, like giant tables, but they're kind of like gutted, so you could put there's lots of stuff inside of them. And it's basically just they have giant shipment of stuff every like Monday or something like that, like just brand new stuff. It could be anything. That people have found iPads, people have found collections of Pokemon cards. It's just thrift shop stuff. They get it from all sorts of places. And that first day, it's all like $10 or $20. I think anything you find is $20. Doesn't matter what it is. And then as the days go on, I think Tuesdays goes down to $10, Wednesday $5, and then once it's around Saturday, Sunday, everything's about $1. So we like to go on the dollar days, and see if there's anything people have missed, like something cool. Dig through and just spend like $5-10 and just leave out with like a couple. Like one time I brought $10 there and I walked out with like a really nice wireless keyboard, which I still use it all the time. Like a Wiimote, like a working Wiimote, just like random stuff. So, but yeah, it's I think you'd enjoy that. It's a cool place. I like the idea too.
Oh yeah, they've got a couple little they call them antique shops here, but it's the same thing. Thrift shops where they do the whole mass purchase, similar to what you're mentioning, where they just haul in bunches of stuff and try to unload it, because they buy it in such bulk that I'm thinking they're buying by like the pound, so not by the item, right? So or however they buy lots, I guess, and then they calculate what they can divvy it all out and kind of sell it for, or some of it may even be donated. I'm not even sure how all that works.
Where they get it from. Yeah.
So it's a fun thing. You never know, and never know what you're gonna grab. And you mentioned earlier, like stream schedule. When do you usually stream? Like, is there certain days or times? Or
I do my best, and I find that I'm able to stream most consistently around 9:30 to 10 a.m. To about 3-4 weekdays. But the only unfortunate thing is sometimes the weekdays change. I think I'm usually pretty free on Tuesdays and Thursdays consistently, but Monday, Wednesday, Friday switches around. So I just do my best to be like, hey, next stream I'll be here, in 2 days or 3. You know what I mean? Like just,
exactly. And what's your time zone? Because I think you must be about an hour or two behind Central. Is that?
Yeah, I'm EST. So currently it is 11:05 a.m. for me.
Oh, okay. 11:05 a.m. Okay, so we're actually I'm an hour behind. So you are actually an hour ahead. All right, so that makes them. All right, so yeah, no, that works. So that would be about. You said you stream about 9 your time, right? 9 a.m.
I'd say 10 is safer. Okay. 10 a.m. my time. Yeah. So I would have started about it. I'm gonna stream after this. I was gonna ask you what you thought, what retro game you think would be better, what series would be better, it's Spyro or Crash Bandicoot. I don't know if you've played either of those.
Oh man, that's a tough one. I have, and those are both really good. And so it's like that's a hard one. I don't know how I guess myself is Crash Bandicoot.
Crash, okay.
But Spyro is still pretty good. Like
right.
I'm still yeah. See, Wolf says Crash. I mean, we could do a poll here at the end and see what
I was thinking, and then the better question, I guess it would be Crash, like running around Crash or Crash racing games, because I do like the Crash racing games. I don't love a lot of racing games, but Crash ones are fun. I think it's Nitro Kart was one of the only ones where I was like, this is awesome. You know what I mean? Like exactly. This is really fun.
Yo, welcome in. Good morning. We got some new faces in here. NJC family, D-Rock. How's it going, D-Rock? Lady Versailles and Phoenix. How's it going? Welcome in. Good morning to you guys. Hopefully everybody's having a good Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Yo, Mad Rocks with the jump. Yo, no one's even hit the target this week so far, and here we are at Wednesday. If you hit the target with the jump game, the closest to the center gets a emote made by me at the end of the week.
Yeah, let me try one. Let me try one. I've never tried this. Let me go open you up here. I'll let Wolf Puck go first. Is he? Oh, he's close, man.
Yeah, the cool thing is you can actually, if you run into someone, you can bump them and it'll stop them. Uh-oh, look at Trash. 81-71. There we go.
He just nailed it.
He did, yeah. So 81-71. We'll
My
put
guy got
Trash
lost.
down. Here we go. 81.71.
That's awesome. That's fun.
All right. So far, Trash Pandas.
71. Do you only get one jump?
No, once it resets, the target will disappear, and then you can jump again. So it'll reset. I think it's like every, I don't know if it's like minute, something like that. It might be like 60 seconds or might be 2 minutes. I'm not sure the exact time, but I wish I can change the time. Maybe they'll do that. I can definitely talk to the developer. But I think maybe they keep it at the length they do, so where everybody can still get, participate. It's like 5 or 10 minutes.
That's so clever. That's so cool.
Yeah, I really
I
like
see a lot of games like that. You shouldn't see a lot of games like that. Like that's. I think yours is the first stream I've seen that in for sure.
Yeah, it's actually it looks like it's a little buggy. It's like lagging a little bit, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's stuck for a minute. Maybe it was just because I was clicking stuff, but it seemed to the target seemed to stop for a second and then like speed up, and I'm like, oh, it's lagging a little bit.
It's starting to do trick moves, yeah.
But no, that's good. Yeah, and we'll definitely, if you're planning on streaming right over or after, we'll come on over with you, right into you after we're done here, to kind of bring the community over, let them get to watch some of the gameplay. And
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
And did you ever play RuneScape, old school RuneScape? Because I was going to say outside of console gaming, that's probably one of the biggest games that I play or enjoy was RuneScape.
I didn't play RuneScape. Weirdly enough, like during those times, I was into like I played a lot of Blizzard games. I played like Diablo and StarCraft and
WoW.
Yeah, I played WoW, but I didn't get in right away because I had a friend who played EverQuest, and EverQuest, he played that, and then he got into WoW Classic, and he played a lot of WoW Classic, and then once that went into Burning Crusade, he finally talked me into jumping on board, so I kind of started at like the second expansion of WoW, towards like the middle end of the expansion. And then went into Wrath of the Lich King and Cataclysm and played WoW a lot back then. But no, I never played RuneScape. I had friends who played it. And then there was a couple other games that some friends played that were kind of like RuneScape, but I can't remember their names. But yeah, no, that I think it was a pretty fun game. I've seen people play it, and like some like the original, some like the remake of RuneScape. Like I know there's been some adjustments with like visuals and graphics and stuff over the years.
No, I definitely play the original. I definitely play the OG one. I don't want any of the new flashy stuff. I just give me the pixels and the pickaxe. The 8-bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what
the original stuff.
Yeah, that's what I remembered it as well, and it was that's old school. Yeah, it's definitely old school.
Absolutely. So yeah, I was just trying to pick what game to play. So sounds like it might be Crash, But Crash.
Yo, D-Man, welcome in, D-Man. How are you doing? Repping the kingdom.
Is the one. You said you played some Crash, right?
Yeah, I've played some Crash. It's been a minute, but here we go. Let's see if I can hit the target.
Oh,
nice, 52-66.
That was a good one.
But so, do you have any brothers, sisters, or?
You know what's crazy? I have 2 sisters, but they're so much older than me that I'm basically an only child.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, my sister's pretty older too.
8 and 11 years older. So
Yo, Frankie,
definitely
welcome
a bit
in,
of
welcome
a
in.
gap. You know, I'm most close with my sister. That's the 8 years older. But you know, as close as you can be. Like sometimes we're actually going to a concert this summer that's near our cottage. Because she kind of got me into some of the music she likes when I was a bit younger. So that's where it crossed over. I don't know if you like. Here, I can read some of the names of who's gonna be there. Sure, let me see. So there will be Billy Talent, which is the one I'm really excited about, because I love Billy Talent. All American Rejects, Fall Out Boy, Jimmy Eat World, Plain White Tees. I like Gym Class Heroes are going to be there. Lights, Silverstein. Yeah, it's going to be a good little concert.
When are you going to that?
That's going to be in August. In
Nice.
August. Yeah.
That sounds fun. I love big concerts. You know, I've been to a lot of concerts. I know I like the big events where there's like you said, multiple individuals playing, and you know, we've seen Linkin Park, Hoobastank, POD,
Ooh.
Story of the Year. I've seen Goo Goo Dolls.
Hello, beautiful.
Mudvayne, Seven Dust, Power Man 5000. Oh my god, a lot of older stuff, you know. Not a lot of newer groups or bands, but yeah, awesome. Yo, Omags, welcome
Linkin
in.
Park. I love Linkin Park. As soon as you said, I'm so jealous. I would love
I
to
got
hear
to
like
see them when I was 16, and it was that concert was the Linkin Park, POD, Hoobastank, and Story of the Year, and they were all pretty good. POD, I think, could have done a little bit better live. Like, they weren't very great for me live, but they were still all right. But yeah, I've seen and then I got to meet what was it? They were part of their band's called Velvet Revolver, which has Slash from Guns N' Roses, and I got to meet him. Shook his hand and was like, I stood in line forever to see him, but I had this venue book that I had purchased, and then I had all the bands sign it. I ended up getting it stolen or lost along the way, but it had it had a bunch of bands and everything who signed it, and it was awesome. It was like one of my most memorable concerts, because it was like an all day thing from like 8 a.m. till like midnight, and one of the best concerts I had been to.
Damn, that's a long day.
Yeah, it was definitely a long day. It was kind of just chill on the lawn type of, you know.
Okay, you weren't going hard the whole day or nothing.
No. And one of the groups that I think I enjoy, and I could be wrong, the information may be wrong, but is a group called Die Trying, and they came on at like noon, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I like their songs. There's like 2 or 3 songs of theirs that I like. And I know in the music video, the lead singer, Papa Roach, is in there, and I don't know if it's a cameo, but I heard it was I don't know if it's true or not, but the lead singer, Papa Roach, his younger brother is the lead singer of Die Trying. So I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And I again, not sure if it's accurate or true, but that or maybe they were friends, not sure, but it was a good band, and they actually, to me, they were one of the best live performing bands, because when they were out there and I was watching them, they were just hammering it, just like so much energy, and they were sweating, just sweating everywhere, and I'm like, dude, these guys are just destroying the set right now. They're just getting into the rhythm, and
That's awesome. You're making me excited to go to the concert, dude. You know, like I hope they put on a good show.
Yeah, exactly. You'll see, like, you know, if you sit back, you know, unfortunately you'll see which one performs the best, right? What you like the best, right? I mean, and it may not even be a group or a band that you imagine would put on such a good performance.
Yeah,
you know?
there's a lot of little names, man. There's a lot of little names I've never seen before. Yeah, that I'm like, oh, I was saying to my girlfriend, I was like, because we've got 2 months, right? August is in, you know, we got a few months. Actually, sorry, 2 months. We got a few months. I was saying we could go down the list of all these little bands and maybe give them a listen, you know, give their top songs a listen, get a little bit of a precursor, you know, see if there's any bands that we're like, whoa, who are these guys? Like, well, this is going to be like, you know what I mean? This is going to be, I really want to hear this. So yeah, I completely agree. There's going to be a lot of little bands that I think we're going to get to give their first shot, and oh, it's going to be awesome. And I'm
Yeah,
excited to go to
no.
my cottage. I just love the beach. Just love going to. I just can't wait for nicer weather. Can't the weather here is just doom and gloom for most of the year. So much snow, so much dark rain, but the summer is usually quite nice.
Nice. No, I hope that the summer's good for you. I know we're here in Minnesota, so not much different, just a little
No,
bit
yeah,
below.
you
Yeah,
wouldn't
so
be much better, eh?
yeah, exactly.
You
Yeah.
guys get it pretty snowy up there too, or over there.
Yeah.
Do you follow any sports teams?
Not really. I did a lot when I was younger. Like I was same with you. I did a lot of sports collectibles and stuff like
Collectibles, yeah.
that. Yeah, back in the day. So, but again, once I moved, I lost all my gaming stuff, all my sports collectibles, all my Magic cards. Like, so I had to pretty much start over, into
Yeah, and
adulthood. So I was like, yeah, I'm kind
that
of
kills
done
it a
that.
bit. Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like all the I mean, like you said, all the retro stuff, all the valuable, all the stuff that's
Yeah.
20 years old, 25,
Close to the
30.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like gone. So I'm like, yeah, in order to get that stuff back, it'd be 3 times, 4 times what you put into it.
You put into it, and it's not even yours, I guess. Which, yeah, I'm really
Exactly.
sorry to hear that, man. I'm really sorry to hear that.
Yeah, no, it happens. I mean, that's what because I moved away when I was younger, and I think I was like 18 at the
Mhm.
time. My girlfriend was pregnant, the mother of my kids, and
Yeah.
we kind of moved up here to Minnesota from Tennessee. About 4 years later, my mom got sick, had to go back and take care of that. And when I came back, my cousins and family, some of my family had moved into the home that I was originally living in, and
Mhm.
all my belongings were gone or trashed. So like I think they went on a spree of like pawning or selling all my stuff, and
What?
and I didn't even know this until I came back. So it was like not only was I confronted with like losing my mom, but then all my belongings were gone along with it. So I was like, dude, this is like not fun at
Oh,
all. So, but in
that is awful.
comparison at the time, the belongings were like least of my concern, but it still
Yeah.
was kind of a shot because like I come in and like my whole room's different. There's none of my stuff's there.
Yeah.
I'm like, where's my shit? Like what's going on? Like, because I'd imagine they'd have threw it in a box or something, right? And here's your box of
Yeah. Like,
stuff. But no, it was gone at that point. So.
that's just silly. I'm sorry to hear that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and the shitty part is they probably didn't even get the good value of what it was worth. Like that's the problem that really bothers me is like
Oh,
when
yeah.
they probably had no clue what they had. So whoever offered them whatever they offered them, they probably just took it, right? And there was like signed sports memorabilia. There was older Magic cards that are now like 100, 200, 500 a card that I had like full sets of four, like a whole play set, and it's like you guys pretty much just scammed yourselves. But I
Yeah,
guess
like
if
I
it's
could
not
have.
your stuff, it don't really matter.
Yeah.
I guess if it's not yours. But good morning, Royal Toughness. Welcome in. Welcome in.
That's.
Good to see you. I know
Can I
we
ask
got.
what teams or like what memorabilia? Like what?
Yeah, it was just I had like a bunch of Jordan stuff. I had a bunch of
Oh, was
like
it Jordan?
yeah, I had but I mean I even had like some of his baseball stuff when he played for the White Sox,
Oh,
and
that's
then
cool.
yeah, and then I had some I was a big 49ers, Cowboys, and for baseball I was a big Atlanta Braves fan. So I
Yep.
had like Ryan Klesko and or was it I think Chipper Jones or Clip I
Yep.
can't yep, and then a lot of autograph stuff with those players and Jerry Rice, Tony Montana,
Jacob. Yep.
Steve Young.
Tony
Uh,
Montana. Oh my
so
goodness.
like and these were Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith stuff. Like I went
Yeah.
out of my way to collect specific players that I really
Yeah.
enjoyed on a lot of these teams, and it was like albums full, like pages. Like here's my 3 pages of Troy Aikman or my Emmett
Oh,
Smith
really? Like
cards, and
full
like
binders and stuff? Like in what
yeah.
the.
So it was pretty tough. Like I was like, man, these because I see some of the cards nowadays, like people showing them off and they've got them
Yeah.
graded and stuff, and I'm like, geez, like these cards were.
Characters kept yours pretty good, I would assume. Pretty pristine condition. Like,
Oh yeah, straight out the pack into the binder, right? Like,
oh
no,
damn, you were good with it. You were okay.
yeah, I was on it for a while, but no, Magic cards not so much because we played those, right? Those were playing cards, so.
Oh, were you good at Magic?
Yeah, I mean, I've played in a lot of tournaments. I won a
Oh,
couple, so
oh.
they weren't wasn't too bad. But nowadays it's like the game's kind of changed and there's more mechanics, obviously. And but I
Yeah.
like what's called limited or draft, where you go
Okay.
and you buy like I think it's like 6 packs or 9 packs, and you
Okay.
open up a pack, you pick a card out of it, and then you put the card down and you start to make a deck out of it. So it's like you put the card
Oh.
down and then you pass that pack to the person to your left, and the
Yep.
person to the right of you gives you their pack. And then you pick one card and you keep doing it until all the cards are gone. So you've built like a random deck out of the cards that you've
You just
drafted. And then you play each other. And whoever wins with the best deck that they randomly drafted out of the packs they open, then you win like packs themselves. Like it's usually like a card shop that does it. And that's my
Dude,
favorite format because
that sounds
it's
so
random,
much.
but it's like it's fun because it's the random aspect, but also it does take strategy on picking what color combination deck you want to play, because obviously you can start off with good cards out of that color combination, and then
Mhm.
as the cards are being pulled from people, it starts to get harder to finish your deck. So it's pretty fun format. I really like it. But I know some people, there's like type 1, type 2. Type 1's some of the older sets and take a
Yeah.
lot of money. I spent so long and so much money building the deck I used to run. Yeah, D-man, that's usually how it goes. I play, and also I like Commander. Commander's a format in Magic that you can only have one of every card in a deck.
Yeah.
And I think it's like 100 card deck. And then you have a commander, one specific card that is like your primary commander. And it's been a long time since I played that format. I kind of need a rehash on the rules, but I have a couple decks of commander that I really like playing too, because I think when you play with it's a 60 card deck, I think in Magic,
Yep.
or yeah, somewhere around there, and you can have 4 cards of the same card. So when you do that, I feel like the gameplay or the game style becomes repetitive really bad. Like it's like you see the same combos, the same thing, but things like draft and commander, with only having sometimes only one of each card. Sometimes you can draft multiple of the same card if you're lucky, and someone else hasn't taken it throughout the draft. But it makes it more unique and a lot slower pace and things like that. So I like those formats more. So things aren't
Cool.
cluttered or too much. But yo, wifey, welcome in. We love you here too, wifey. You and Frank are W's. We appreciate always having you here, coming in, saying hi. We got the great Maplemaf here. If you haven't got a chance to follow Maple, I highly recommend it. And that's all the new faces in chat who've stopped in. This guy's great, retro gamer. So if you like those retro games, highly recommend checking it out. I based it off of the card Corrupt, where every swamp on the field does 1 damage to the other player, and you gain that much life. Oh, nice.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
That
let's
sounds
see
vicious.
here we go. And then, so with your streaming, I would say, like right now, what equipment and software are you using to stream?
Honestly, I have a pretty basic setup. Like my computer's nothing special. I have a pretty decent graphics card in it, but it's nothing special. So right now I have a decent, I think it's 144 hertz monitor, which is what I'm looking at right now. I've just got a basic Logi 1080p webcam, which I could probably update, but it's done the job to this point. And then I have, because I've been doing a lot of Xbox gaming, I have a TV, a Samsung mini TV right here plugged into my Xbox Series X just back there. So I have them connected through an HDMI splitter.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I get the signal obviously from the Xbox, split it over to the PC, where then I then put it into a USB, like an HDMI to USB, run it into the PC. So then OBS picks it up. So then I have the untouched, raw signal going right to the TV for when I play, and then I run the stream signal through OBS of the gameplay. So it's a little bit behind, but not to me. You know what I mean? It doesn't slow me down, and it doesn't appear that way.
No, exactly. No, to me that's a better way of doing it, because like you said, it's a raw signal from the device straight plugged into. So you're not doing like a cable into a capture card into another cable into the computer. So there's no third party device there. It's just straight cable to the PC, which is sweet.
Yeah. So I get to play normally. Nothing funky about this signal. It's fast as fast can be. Input lag, and then the one that the PC gets on OBS gets to capture. It's a little bit behind, but the audience would never know that because it would just be real speed to them because there's no input lag to them because they wouldn't know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at it right now. I'm looking at my Xbox right now. But yeah, so that's my. It's not a great. I need to upgrade. I need more lights. I need a light over on this side of the room. I'd love to get some of those, room lights around the edges of the room that you can like change the whole vibe to blue, light blue vibe with the lights going on. I need stands for my my monitors because I'm using like makeshift stands right now. So very, very basic setup right now, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, I bought this little bitty wooden stand from like Walmart. It was on like clearance. It was like $5. It was normally like a $20 stand, and I was like, I'm gonna grab this. And it's kind of wonky. Like it's just 3 wooden platforms that all kind of like go together, and they're only held by these little wooden pegs that slide into each one. And I'm like, man, I'm glad this monitor is not too heavy because I don't think this thing. Yeah, one day the wooden pegs are gonna break. I'm sure.
I was. Did you ever play? I just like talking about like seem like retro games. Did you ever play The Simpsons Hit and Run by chance?
I did.
Well?
Yeah.
Okay, that game I completely forgot about. That's one of my favorite all time games. I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, and there's I've actually played a couple. I've played a couple Simpsons games. I think there's like one other one. I don't. Let me look.
Road Rage, I think.
Yeah, that might be it. Hold on, Simpson games.
But yeah. Anyone ever is streaming?
There's a ton of Simpsons games, I guess. Oh no, it was that one's it. The Simpsons Bart versus the Space Mutants.
Bart versus the Space Mutants. What?
Yeah, that came out on. Let me see how much this game is. I think on an eBay posting of it. Holy shit, and it's autographed. We're not getting that one.
Okay, that's awesome. That's kind of cool.
$500 on eBay, autographed NES game. God, just getting it by it. I guess that has all the books. Yeah. Oh man, you can buy this for. Someone just posted a new listing, $9.99 with $6.05 shipping. Damn. God, I wish I had a regular Nintendo to play that. It's fun. You would walk around and you were a Bart and you would like spray paint stuff. Let me see if I can pull it up here.
I want to see it. I want to see this. I love anything Simpsons. I love Matt Groening, the guy, or Groening. I'm how do you say it? The guy who does like Futurama, The Simpsons. Like I just love those shows, those series. So it's like special place. Just looking at this. My family group chat. There's a contest going around my city in Toronto. It's called the Guess That Sound. The jackpot's currently at $15,500, and it climbs by $500 every day. And all you have to do is you have to text in, and you have to be one of the people they call. I would assume that's the hardest part. I would have thought that was the hardest part, but we genuinely cannot figure out what the sound is. They even gave a clue, and we still can't figure it out. I wish I could send it to you so you could be like listen to it or something. I doubt it'd be audible over a mic. But then they gave a clue yesterday that's in the bathroom, and it does not sound like anything I've ever heard in a bathroom ever. So nobody knows what it is. But I wonder if I could play it loud enough that you'd be able to hear it.
All right.
Watch you be like, oh, it's this.
Yeah, exactly. If it's that, then you know we gotta
I gotta
share
split
some
it
of
with
it.
you.
Yeah, I was about to say share some of the.
I got
We're
you.
on the same
Listen,
page.
I
Yeah,
got you, man. That's only fair.
yeah, we're not clowning around here. You know?
It's like clowning around when it comes to the dollar bills.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Don't
Let me
worry,
see
we'll
if I'll-
get you those lights and we'll get you those stands. But
See if I get. See if I'm gonna put it to full volume on my phone. See if it'll play for you. You hear that?
I didn't. No.
I'll try one more time.
No,
I
I
don't know if
didn't. Yeah, no.
Ah,
Oh man, maybe next time we'll
Maybe
figure it
next-
out. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it sucks. Is there like a link or anything to it or like?
no,
to hear the
that's
sound?
one of the things. They won't release the full list of guesses. There are people, hundreds of guesses, but they only release the top 5 common guesses, repeats, and they won't release like a video of the sound either. I mean, I could maybe see if because sometimes they have guest stars on.
Yo, Lady Redbush, welcome in.
Sometimes they
Mega
get them to
Mediocre,
try to
Big
guess
love
it.
here lurking while I'm working. Chef
if I can
Life,
find
let's
one
go,
of
Mega. I
those.
appreciate you stopping in, my man. Good to see you as always. But here in the middle, let me move this a little bit. We got there we go. I think that's better. But here we're gonna see this. I guess there's a couple games here from the Bart. Oh,
All right, so there were a lot of Simpsons-related games. Simpsons games up the ass. Games like Krusty's Funhouse, Bart vs. the Juggernauts, Bart's Nightmare. There were Simpsons games on just about every game console.
Wow.
But there's two
Yeah,
in
I didn't
particular
play a
that
lot
I
of
remember
them,
from the
but,
Nintendo Entertainment System.
that one's the
Bart
one.
vs. the Space
Space
Mutants and Bart
Space
vs.
Mutants.
the
Oh,
World. These games
I
rank up
like
with the
that.
most classic pop culture memories. But if you play them today, all it does is remind you how much they pissed you off.
Oh, those were the two. Okay, yeah, Space Mutants. I just remember you go around and like spray paint
Yeah.
stuff, and it would like show images, or like you could spray paint some of the characters and tell if they were Space Mutants or not. It would like show you, and it was fun. It was yeah.
that looks really fun.
Those retro games. And then what was the other game? I loved Home Alone. Home Alone was pretty fun. You'd have to try to escape from, obviously the two criminals like in the movie. That was a pretty hard game. You'd hide behind furniture and
I saw Moist Critical, like that streamer, Penguin Z or whatever. He did. They released a new Home Alone game that everyone's trying to get the speed, the speed run record on. It's actually a pretty funny game if you like Home Alone. You should give it a check. Give it a look. It's like really basic, but you have to like dip and dodge the two guys and run up through the house and like collect. It's almost like a PS1 level game. It was pretty darn well made.
And what was it off of? You said it was new?
Yeah, it was. It's like Home Alone. What do I type in? Indie game. Let me see if I can see a picture of it. Or because Penguin and Zio posted a video of him playing it, doing like speed runs, and it was so funny. And I was like, it didn't even look that hard. Oh, I might have found a clip to the clue or to the sound. Hold on. Let's see. Oh, I hate that you can't skip these videos, like the shorts.
Oh yeah.
You do reels and shorts. You can't skip ahead.
Oh yeah, this is it. Hold on, let me see if I can
Oh man.
Hershey's milk chocolate with whole almonds.
oh my goodness.
The tastiest
That's-
balancing act of all time.
No, they won't play it. They've got it hidden. They won't. They don't like when people listen to the sound online. So I can't.
Yeah.
It's Kiss.
Because
It's Kiss 90. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I think it's because there's like programs that can like link the sound to the source.
That's-
So,
That is true.
and I'm surprised that no one's actually like recorded the sound and then.
Well, that's why I
uploaded-
have it. Oh, but uploaded it.
Yeah, upload it and then find where the source comes from. Like, there's probably programs AI nowadays, right? You throw it in an
That's
AI.
so true.
So there you go. There's a good way to cheat the system if you can find a way to upload the audio source and have like Google AI find where the sound came from. Because I know you can do that. It's called reverse imaging for images. So
Yeah.
you can like crop an image and then upload it on a reverse image thing, and it will tell you when that picture was originally put on the internet and where the source came from. So if someone's like catfishing with someone's picture, you can tell. You're like, oh, this isn't you. You're using this image that was uploaded on the internet 8 years ago on this profile. And so one of my ways of catching people in the lies. But yeah, this is the Home Alone here. Let me skip ahead so you can see the actual gameplay here.
I sent you the sound on Discord.
Oh, nice. Okay, I'll check it out here. But yeah, if you're
look at that game. What?
Yeah, so you're running and you can drop little. See, you like dropped a little item that you picked up in it. So paint cans and But the goal is to keep away from them as long as you can before you get caught. And you can hide behind some of the objects like the bookshelf and the Christmas trees and stuff. And I played this game a shit ton. I was like loving this game.
It looks fun.
But yeah, the old school games there are great.
Oh, a special place in the heart.
All right, let's see here.
Let's see.
Yeah, that's tough.
Did you listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
I've heard every guess under the sun, so if you got a new one, I'll be impressed.
I mean, the lock of the doors, maybe soap dispenser.
I thought people have said dispensers. There's been so one guy even said like the light, not the light, the power reset buttons. You know how they sometimes make like a click sound when they're like resetting or something.
Yeah.
And people are getting really desperate with their guesses, but no one can get it. And the clue was in the bathroom.
Yeah, like maybe the air freshener dispenser too. I don't know. There's like not much. I mean, what's all in the damn bathroom? There's not very much objects in the bathroom.
Doesn't it not sound like a non-bathroom sound? You know what I mean? Like, you've never heard that. So, but that's the clue, and they don't lie, right? So
yeah.
I was thinking maybe it's like a public bathroom, you know, and they're like, you know, that's kind of a curveball, and it's like a cologne, but it has to be something that, you know, anyone could get, right? It wouldn't be something that was specific to any type of bathroom, you know, or anything like that. So,
yeah, that's tough,
right? It's not you think, oh, I'll have a couple guesses, I'll think it, and you hear it, and you're like, at first I thought it was poker chips. You know what I mean? If someone...
No, that makes sense. I've played poker and...
You hear it, right? But then nope, it's in the bath. Unless someone's playing poker in the bathroom. And someone guessed poker chip. Well, that wasn't it. So... I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know how they got that sound, but...
Yeah, with your stream, do you have any like preparations, or how do you get prepared? Routines, rituals before you go live?
Before I go live, I always make myself a coffee and a water. So I always have 2 cups here, which, you know, results in having bathroom breaks throughout the stream. But you know what? I like to stay hydrated. So I always have a coffee and a water, keep me awake, keep me hydrated. I always make sure I eat a little bit before I stream. I don't want to get like, you know, stomach hurting or hungry or whatever and have to stop before I'd want to. You know, like I don't want to be an hour in and be like, I'm really hungry, and I don't want to make people watch me eat. I will never eat on stream. I will never ever eat on stream.
Yeah, I have a VTuber for it. I throw up my VTuber when I eat on stream. If it's getting late, like say I get like a 5-hour stream and I'm like, oh man, I gotta really eat, but I don't want to in stream. I'm like, all right, guys, VTuber time. So I throw up an animated Joker character, and then I just start mowing my face in for about 5, 10, 15 minutes, and then I get back to it. And take the
I never learned
VTuber
how to
away.
do that, actually. I don't know how to do a VTuber. I never, is it difficult? Is it pretty easy?
It's not difficult. I mean, I watched the video, right? I YouTube like everything, so it took me a minute to get it going. But there's like a what's called where is it at? Vroid Studio. You download it and you can actually create VTubers in there. It's like a pretty much you can do like I did a default character, so it's like a normal character, but then I went in and made the face white, and then I did like the eyes, like make it look like a clown, and the mouth and nose. So I did a little bit of editing through it, and then you use a different program to display it. So you load that file once you create it into this other program, and then the program displays it, and then you capture that display in its own scene on your OBS, and then you add that scene as a source through your game scene, and then you just display it in that way. So it's a couple little loop ways of setting it up, but it's not too difficult.
It wasn't too bad. That didn't sound too bad. That was a good explanation. So you start with a pretty default character. You spruce it up a little bit, get a program to actually capture specifically that character, and then you'll want to make it a scene, because that program kind of makes it a scene. You want to capture that scene on OBS to display it, right?
Exactly. Yep. So not too difficult. And I can, if you're always interested, I could definitely give you the program names, and maybe even shoot you I think I bookmarked the actual YouTube video that I watched to do it. So once you have both programs in the video, you just follow along with it. You know, pause. That's the thing I love about videos is you can pause it, right? You pause it, you get the first couple minutes, and then resume, and then once you get caught up, so you're not like overwhelmed, because I usually get overwhelmed. I'm like, I'm not going to remember by the end of the video what to do in the beginning of the video, so I have to step by step.
100% agree. Oh my god, yeah. When I do walkthroughs, even for video games, I'm like, okay, wait, hold on, he's getting too far, he's running away. And we gotta break this up a little bit. We gotta step by step.
Yeah, so it's pretty nice, and I think it's good. And there's easier ways too. Like I heard, like VTuber's the more harder way. There's also what's called PNG Tuber, where there's a program or a couple programs out there. I haven't messed with those, but you get like 3 still images. So like one of like just the character, one of like the character's mouth open, and then maybe like one other character with the same imaging. Yeah, just like I don't know if when I was younger, we used to do it with Post-it notes.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was gonna say like Post-it notes, and you like flick through them.
Yeah, and that's kind of what the PNG tuber is it'll, you know, every time you talk, it'll change the images back and forth. So it'll make it look like your character's talking on the screen, but it's really just 3 images that go. What's the site? What's the app or site? The first app is called Vroid Studio, VROID STUDIO, and I've got like 1.17 version, but it's probably updated by now. And that's what you use. And I think I got that through Steam. You can download that program through Steam, and that's what creates the stuff. And you can actually, like, there's a website that you can go to that is like unfortunately, I think it's like a Korean website, so you might have to do like some copy pasting, translate. Yeah, and they make custom VTubers. So like you can find people out there. I tried to create my own. Like that was my first thing, is like I'm going to create these. Like I would rather build my own from scratch. But I think it's a lot more complex than what the hell I know. And I'm not sure. There's a lot of loose ends on how to develop those or create those. But you can like buy like attachments or accessories to the characters, just like you can in any Sims game, and then add it into the Vroid Studio. So like, you know, if you want horns on your character, or a bag, like a handbag if you're a girl and want like a little purse, or accessories, right? Different dress. And some people will spend $500 to $1,000, maybe even more for if they're a big VTuber, right? And they want a new character or something, they'll throw a lot at it. But and then I use VC Face, so it's V as in Victor, and then SEEFACE. That's the display of it. I'll throw it. Let me see if I can throw it up. I don't think I have the source though here. Yeah, I don't have the source in this. this scene. It's only in my game scene, I think. But yeah, no, it's pretty fun. I like it. Especially if I'm, like I said, eating. I don't want people to watch me stuff my face. My filter drops off all the time.
That's really nice. It's the little things like that, man. It's the little things you got, like that little, like the target game, little stuff like that. That's the important stuff, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, just something to liven up the stream a little bit. And originally I didn't have anything. I didn't have a face filter. I didn't have it. And I slowly transitioned into adding little things. And we're hoping here in the future to add a little bit more visuals or a little bit more effects and things like that to the stream. Always good to just keep things fresh and growing. You know, we've had this background of this spotlight scene since like episode 12 or so. So here we are 130 in. But I like this scene. You know, I've had people say, "Oh, you could change your spotlight scene, switch it up," but I find nothing wrong in how I have this set up here. So I've become custom and comfortable with the.
People get used to that too, right? People,
exactly.
when they come in and they see that, and like I hate to say it, but like I'm even the same way. You kind of want to see the same. You get comfortable with something, you kind of want it to almost stay the same. You know, slight tweaks here and there, but the general gist of it, you get used to something. You just want it to stay that way. So
exactly.
I definitely.
No, I'm with that.
So I was going to ask actually, when did you start, like, when did you decide you wanted to be like Jokerdad, like the whole Joker, characterization kind of thing?
When I started the stream, I started as Jokerdad. I just enjoyed the whole aspect of the clowns and the Joker character. So all the way from like medieval jester style clowns to horror clowns like Pennywise and Attack of the Killer Clowns movies, and but also, the Joker persona from Batman, things like that, all played an influence. So it was like universal clown circus type thing. But then, I didn't have anything. I didn't have emotes. I didn't have sub badges. I didn't have, like I said, the face filter. Nothing overlays, no overlays. It was pretty much just game scene and cam thrown up on it. So I was like, how do I immerse myself in the brand? How do I get myself to the point? And then we added an overlay, or we added the cam filter, and then this, and it kind of just started to mold and shape itself over time. And then we added the clown shoes and the socks and the bows, and just
I love the shoes. The shoes are awesome. I love it all. I love the shoes are amazing. I was like, where'd you even get those? Those are.
I know you're talking about hard, because these are like the best well-made ones I've found, which were actually off of Amazon, and it's only like one company that makes them, and
those are like clean, man. Those are nice shoes.
Yeah, they're like they're leather and stuff, and I would love like different colored combinations, but those were like the best ones, because all the other ones were like cheap and from China, and they're like the big clown shoes. Like,
can I
these
see
are
them again?
Oh yeah, I'll throw it back on here.
I'd love to see them again. I love the shoes.
Yeah, they're like leather, and they've got like a nice little.
Oh my god! Look at those.
The stitches.
Look at the
stitching.
No, you think you can.
And then like you've got really good thick rubber, bottoms to them, so I could wear them out if I wanted somewhere. But I don't know what I would.
Look at that.
Yeah, and the tongues are cool. I like the tongues because they're like a different style. They're kind of like a almost, I wouldn't say checkered, but striped, black and white. And
they're just a really nice, well-made shoe. Like, actually, like, those are sweet.
Yeah, and they've got the front red, right? You got the red, yellow, green combination. So yeah, pretty good.
Like the Batman series, then? A big fan of the Bats?
Yeah. Batman's been a classic. Like, it's my favorite DC, right? I'm originally a Marvel guy, but if I have to go with DC, I'm more swing towards the Batman than I do Superman, right? And things like that.
Superman, yep. Batman's always been my favorite. Like, I grew up, I was like, I love Batman. I want to play the Batman Arkham games are some of the best games I've played. I would say, like, the Batman Arkham Knight was incredible. Like the Arkham City games, the Arkham, any of the Arkham games.
Yeah, those were pretty fun. I liked even the fighting games that had Batman and Joker in them and stuff like that. Those were always fun. Like, I think I have a DC versus what was it? DC Mortal Kombat fighter game on the PlayStation.
Oh yeah, DC. Yeah.
and I was like, holy crap. And I think it even had like Freddy Krueger in it and Michael Myers.
I remember that actually. What game is that? Why do I remember that?
Yeah, Wolfpack. Oh, DC versus Mortal Kombat. Yeah, and I think we got that one. I didn't play it a whole lot. Like I think me and Joker Mom played it a little bit a few times because she likes those type of games on console too. But yeah, it's just fun stuff. I have it on PS3. Nice. Yeah, I think that's what I have it on. So that must have been when it came out. It was on the PS3.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it was fun. I think we scooped it. It was like a Game of the Year edition or something. It was like $20, and I was like, "Oh, I gotta have this." I was like, "Who doesn't like DC versus Mortal Kombat? Like this is perfect."
Yeah, it's actually one of the first. I remember because there's an arcade by my cottage. We used to play. It was DC versus Capcom, I believe it was called. I don't know if you played that one. You would have been like on the old arcade machines, and you would have like like Mega Man was in it, Ryu. There's like Spider-Man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like a really classic. Yeah, it was DC versus Capcom. It was just you got one of those old joysticks and the two buttons, and you're just spamming everything.
Yeah, those were my favorite. We the only big arcade games that I remember playing a lot was like Turtles in Time, Ninja Turtles. You could have all four. The original X-Men game too. You could have 4 different characters. I think it was like Nightcrawler, Colossus. I forget the other 2. It was like maybe Storm. Storm was one of them, and then Wolverine. So those were the 4 that you could have in the old arcade game. I remember. And then another one, of course, Mortal Kombat. Like that one, we had an old store that was in the neighborhood. It was like a mom and pop store, and they actually had that one arcade game in there. And I remember I probably funneled so much money to that little store through quarters because I would come down with like $10, $20 in quarters and just dump it full and just spend like all day playing Mortal Kombat. And I'd get so pissed because I get all the way to the very end and get destroyed by Goro, the big forearm guy. And the AI was just so brutal because they would just throw you all the time. And a throw is like unblockable. So if you're blocking and they come up and they grab and throw your character, I think it's unblockable. And I was just like, I get so fucking pissed at the game because I'm like, you're cheesing. Like the AI is cheesing. Like it would throw me like 3-4 times in a row. I'd start trying to do a special ability and it kind of sprint across the map and grab me and throw me to the other side. And it would just keep doing it. I'm like, how do you stop them from doing this? Like,
how do I prevent it?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I can't.
Those old games have some of the worst AI, the most difficult AI I can remember, actually. Some of the old games, like there was a Ninja Turtles game that I could never beat.
Oh yeah, Ninja Turtle 1 was that way.
Was that it? Was that the one? I think you can play as all. Yeah. There was a Lion King game I could never beat.
Yeah, I know that Lion King. Yeah, I watched videos.
What was it called? What's it called again? I just remember not being able to beat it. It was Lion King.
Is it Simba's Pride or
Impossible Level? Is it Simba's Lion? Isn't it? It's just called The Lion King.
Another hard game that was on the Sega Genesis. It was called Echo the Dolphin. It was about, you pretty much just played a dolphin in the ocean. And that game I never could figure out either. And then I watched like some videos about it when I got older, and I was like, oh, well, that's how you do that. And it was just stuff you'd never imagined.
Dude, some of the games you went back to, you're like, this was impossible as a kid. I'll never, and you play it and you're like, oh, that wasn't too bad. Sometimes you're like, oh, I was a kid. What was I doing?
Yeah, Lady Redbush. There we go. See, I love it. The nostalgia of these games when we come back across, and sometimes we forget that they even exist, right? Then you come back across them and you're like, this is awesome. Like, so there's a whole universe in retro games, and I've even thought about, because we're always looking to switch up the content here, and I've even considered doing maybe some reaction videos, stuff like that to kind of break the ice. Because I do the just chatting. So, I mean, there's just so much just chatting content out there. I was hooked on Alundra. I'm not familiar with that. What system was that on?
Alundra, eh? I don't know if I know that one.
But yeah, so we got some fun questions on here. If you were on death row and you could only have one final meal, what would be your meal of choice and dessert as well? I'm a big dessert guy, so I always got to ask about the sweets or the desserts.
A last meal and a dessert, eh? Oh man, that's tough. Because there's nothing that would it would just taste like ash, probably. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, you're like, oh, I'm eating this, and this is the
like
last
what
time.
is? Yeah, like it just probably tastes like I don't know. I guess my favorite meal that I like to go out on that would be really filling. Like I don't know, something silly like a bunch of ribs. You know, maybe a big old Caesar or something. I just love that stuff. Maybe just like a bunch of ribs, or maybe like a giant pasta or something like that, like the one that Grandma used to make. You know, like if I could have something specific.
What type of pasta do you like? Do you like the more marinara based pastas or the Alfredo cream?
It was an
pasta?
Alfredo with both sausage and beef, I think is what it is. It's Alfredo with both sausage and beef using what was it? Types of noodles. I forget what type of noodle it is. Whatever the one that looks like, I think of the little bow tie ones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bow tie.
Farfalle, maybe? Or is it just called bow tie?
Yeah, I think it's bow tie pasta. I don't remember the name, but there's probably a specific name for it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of my favorite meals to have. It's so good.
Yeah. I like throwing like onions and mushrooms and stuff in that stuff too. Those are pretty good.
And then for a dessert, we have my grandma's cake recipe that she always used to make for everyone's birthdays, and it's literally the best cake I've ever had in my life.
Is it like a chocolate?
It is angels or devils. It's
devil's food cake.
Yeah, but she's got like a specific stuff that you get from it. Got handed down to my aunt, and then my girlfriend asked for the recipe. So then she has it. So she made it for my last birthday. Oh, it's the filling is the big difference. The outer shell I'm pretty sure is just like a devil's food cake of some sort or something. But it's the filling and the icing is where she has like her secrets. I don't even know what it is. My girlfriend just got the recipe off my aunt. Was like, here, I'm gonna make this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. You can't go wrong with a cake with a filling inside of it. I tell you that. Like once you bust into the cake and there's a filling and like score, like it's the best of both worlds.
It's like a vanilla creamy filling. Oh, it's so good. I want one now. Maybe I'll just make it myself.
I know.
I have to make one myself.
I know. When I'm lazy like that, I just settle for one of them snack cakes from the store, but they don't slap like they used to. A lot of those tiramisu, that sounds good too.
I used to like the was it McCain's cakes? You know, like the they weren't like really cakes. They were like, I don't know. It was like you put it in the freezer and it was like it just had like a icing whipped cream layer at the top of like chocolate, and it was almost like brownie-ish cake at the bottom. You just whip it out of the... Yeah, they were good. McLean's?
Oh, Lady Redbush said the game Alundra was off PlayStation 1 first generation. So that's cool. Welcome in, Lord Pseudo. Appreciate you being here. Hurst with the Alfredo. Love Alfredo, but Alfredo doesn't love me. Yeah, over time, I've gotten that way too. We do the Alfredo. It's called chicken carbonara pasta. And that's like the Alfredo with the bacon and onions and mushrooms in it with chicken. Really good. And yeah, it's really good. It's just the problem with Alfredo, of course you have cream, and then some people use cream cheese or heavy whipping cream. And when you add all that stuff in, it's good. But some people, including me, getting to that point where like all that dairy and stuff just doesn't sit well on the stomach. So it may upset some people's tummies, but it's definitely good going down. It is worth it. Yeah, especially with some good. My favorite with pastas is just a good solid garlic bread. Give me like the most crispy, buttery garlic bread, and I could probably devour that more than the pasta. Like I don't need a whole lot of pasta, but just give me extra bread.
I'm having a good dinner tonight. I think it's going to be pasta for dinner tonight. Maybe some garlic, nice. But I'm just saying.
Nice, that sounds good. But yeah, so do you have any biggest fears in life? Things that you're not too fond of?
Honestly, outside of the regular stuff that I'm sure people are all scared of, you don't want to like just fail in life. You don't want, you know what I mean? You don't want to, have any major injuries happen to you or anything. I don't love spiders. I'm fine with the really small ones, and I think I'm fine with the really, really big ones like tarantulas, the slower guys. It's the middle ones, the middle-sized ones that strike fear into my heart. And I see one, and it makes me feel like I like I get terrified. It's like I don't know what it is about the medium-sized ones that just freeze me.
Oh man,
Yeah,
no, I don't blame you. Like you get one that's like, oh, what's this big quarter over here? What's this thing?
oh
And you
God,
look at
don't
it,
even, man.
and
You're
then
gonna
you
give
look
me
at
the
it, you're like,
heebie-jeebies.
that's not a quarter,
It
or that's
moved.
not, yeah,
It moved.
yeah. And then they're like,
Uh,
they're small enough to where they move fast, like you said.
oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
God, they're the worst. And then I don't love open water, like really open water, like deep, deep open water. You know what I mean? Like, do you remember that Titan submarine debacle? You know what I mean? When they the billionaires or whatever, the rich people, they went down in the sub and it
oh yeah,
imploded or whatever. Before we knew that they had unfortunately passed away, people just assumed that they were sitting at the bottom of the ocean. I could not have thought of a literal more terrifying situation in my life. Like I don't have claustrophobia, but that thought of being at the bottom of the ocean there, stuck in a little tube for like days, hours. Oh my God! It gave me so much secondhand anxiety that I was like, wow, I just hate open water, and that just dialed it to 1,000. It's just deep, deep, deep water. It's just terrifying to
yeah,
me.
yeah. Secluded, complete darkness. I bet it's the same as like space, right? If you're in like a
Yeah.
space vessel that's really small and you just
Hmm.
drift out there, or say you're in an astronaut suit, you disconnect from the
Ugh.
space station and you're like just drifting out until your oxygen goes out. And, oh man, like there's a lot of ways, and we were talking about that with one of the guests who goes on cruise ships and stuff, and
Hmm.
falling overboard. If you fall
Oh my
overboard on a
God.
cruise ship, and you're stuck out at sea, when it gets completely dark, just imagining like the pitch black darkness of the middle of the ocean somewhere where there's no
Oh
light
my
to be had,
God. Yeah.
that would be pretty not welcoming as well.
Yeah. So
Welcome in,
I
Jinx.
picked that. That right there. That's my spear.
Yeah, you're screwed. Yeah, I mean, because could you imagine you're out in the ocean and like, I mean, you've got ships and stuff out there, but the ocean's gigantic. You could probably float for days and days and days
Ugh.
and never be seen or heard, and you could scream and it would just go endless, right? You could scream forever and you'd just be screaming to nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not definitely cool at all.
So that's the scariest thing.
Yeah, so I try to stay away. I tell people I try to avoid going up in planes and going out in oceans, because if we were, my favorite saying is, if we were meant to be in the ocean, we'd have gills. If we were meant to be in the air, we'd have wings. We're land mammals, so I will stay on the land, native to myself there. But
Yeah.
no, that's I think, and I want to touch basis on what you mentioned earlier about fear of failing, and I think that's a lot of people's fear. But failure, to me, failure is in the eye of the perception and the beholder, right? And
Mhm.
I think we, as human beings, and how society has portrayed us over time, that we have to be successful based on finances, right? Or what kind of house you have or car you have, or we have these societal standards that we set for ourselves, and I think just knowledge and the ability to coexist and comprehend each other and stuff like that is success to me. Because I've never been a guy to strive. I'm a very minimalist, not materialistic type of guy. I don't require much to survive, or I don't desire big things in life. I'm just looking to have good companionship and friendship and knowledge. Being able to sit down with like you today and learn something, and maybe you to learn something from the experience. I think that's success in itself. And having that ability to do so, because the individuals who come into chat, who support the community, support what we're doing here, that's success to me. And it doesn't matter how many subs or biddies or things like that come my way, ad revenue, and none of it matters when it comes to the measurement of my love towards the community and the people around me. So I want to thank you again for coming on the show. I've been, we arranged some times and had been working on getting you on here, and I'm happy to see that it was able to be pulled through, and we were able to showcase you off, because I dig the retro games. I dig the content you're creating. And I think, if you keep at it, you'll find that niche and those people who enjoy that. And you probably see it, like you said, on a day-to-day basis when you mentioned the Kingdom Hearts and the person stopping in and kind of helping you out along the way. Like, that's huge. And I don't think people realize that person took their time out of their day. We're looking through all the other people playing Kingdom Hearts and just decided to give you an opportunity and then engage with you, and I think that's very cool. And that's like,
you can't ask much more than that, right? You can't ask much more than people's time, right? And and you just gotta appreciate that, right? Like, you get it.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it's great. And I think, for all you guys out in chat that stop in here, who go into other people's streams, who show the love, I hope it returns 10 times fold for you guys, because you all deserve it. No matter what game you're streaming or what content you're creating, we all just want to be a part of something, right? And that's why I try to provide that type of community in the Kingdom of Clowns. We have our ups and downs and our struggles like any other Discord or community that's trying to get going. But the general basis and the foundation is pretty pure and pretty genuine. So I can't ask for a better group of people to associate with. Besides a couple of you guys out here, and like I said, a couple of you guys are assholes, but it's okay. I get along with you. You're all right. No, I'm just kidding, and it's up to you guys to decide who I'm talking about. No, I like to make
you know yourself.
Yeah, you know who you are. No. But no. So growing up, did you have any nicknames that family gave you, or friends in like school, or even now as an adult?
Not really. Just a shortened version of my name mostly. I mean, I played a lot of street hockey goalie in when I was growing up, so I did have the nickname Mittens.
Oh, I like it. I like that.
Yeah, I was always had these mittens on.
Hybrid.
I was always sneaking the hand out, and I could say Mittens, little Tandy back there. But not too many nicknames growing up. No, just a closer, or just a shorter version of my name. I mean, no, there was some nicknames that I guess I hated. Like, I would get like my name Pooh at the end, and I'd be like, oh, Pooh, and it's just like, don't call me that. You know what I mean? Like, there was some that, some friends, but mostly just a shorter form of my name.
Yeah. No, one streaming related question, so far since you've been streaming, what's been one of the biggest challenges you faced as a streamer, like personally?
Like I said earlier, it was always pretty content just to have a few people watch me and stop by and chat with me and just kind of, make it seem like I'm not alone while I'm playing these games and bounce ideas off of and whatnot. So the biggest challenge leading up to that point was just having nobody really around, and that was fine. Just, playing through the games, just keep playing, keep talking. As the people were there, just, try and be entertaining, try and be welcoming. If somebody's just stopping by, they don't want to just see you, angry staring at the screen. So the biggest challenge was just trying to keep consistent and keep friendly until, some people decided that they would decide to come by every now and again. And now I've got one or two that come by every now and again, and I'm happy. So the biggest challenge was getting to that point, or to this point, I guess. But right now I'm pretty content with how it's going so far, and like I said, that was my only real goal to get to that. So happy with that.
And I'm happy to see that, you kind of practice. I think that's the biggest thing. That was hard for me. That was one of my biggest challenges. Is I started off with nobody in chat, and sitting there playing Fortnite, it's like you do just focus on the game at the point, you're like, oh, I'm just playing Fortnite, and sometimes I would react to whatever happened, but generally I was quiet. I wasn't talking. And now I try to, even when I'm off stream, even talk like I'm on stream when I'm playing the game. You know, it's like you have to engage because you never know who's going to show up and not say anything and watch you. And if you're not entertaining them some way, even through little innuendo hints of the game or explaining what you're doing, what your objective is at the moment, they may just leave, or they may not say anything for a minute and then leave. And but by saying something, you're engaging, and then they may go, "Oh yeah, you're right about that," or "That sounds like a good idea." And then next thing you know, "Oh hey, welcome in." Yeah,
you're chatting. Exactly. So that was tough leading up, but I got one or two guys who come through, so I really appreciate them. So
yeah, that's awesome. And like I said, keep it up and playing those different games. And I would recommend, you know, just as go out there. I know one platform that's been really good for me has been Facebook. I don't know if you're on Facebook, but there's a lot of retro groups on Facebook. There's a lot of singular groups of like fans who will like just one single title. So what I would do is, like in your case, being a variety streamer, is I would like say right today you mentioned God, I wanted to say Banjo Kazooie, but wasn't Banjo Kazooie. Crash Bandicoot. There we go. Jeez, Banjo Kazooie, another game. Crash Bandicoot. You know, go out there on Facebook, or you know, you can do it next time when you do Spyro. Go on Facebook, look for Spyro groups, join those groups, and then like maybe a day or two before you do the game, spam each day. Like make you like an advertisement banner for the game. Through Canva. Canva's a free service. You can throw something together there, or anywhere really. I know even a lot of phones have little templates where you can just throw up a picture of you with the game in the background and then like some text and just say, this is the time I'll be playing this. I mean, and originally it won't be right away be successful, but you'll be surprised where someone will hop in that group and they'll say, oh, this guy's streaming the game tonight at this time. I'm going to, try to go out of my way to make that time to just see what it's about. And being consistent like that will eventually pay off. You might find a new regular who will come in for Spyro, but may stick around for future games once they find you. And because that I know with Twitch algorithm, it's horrible. And to find someone who's browsing through the category of the game you're playing is very far in between. Rare. So because I've had people stop in and go, because I try to ask people where they found me, and most of the time it's through either Facebook or other Discord communities. But sometimes you will get someone, well, I saw you under recommended, and usually recommended is people who follow you. The person who's coming in also follows them. Or vice versa, you follow a person they already follow too. So that's how the algorithm for recommended works. So it's a tough discoverability is really tough when it comes in streaming. And if I tell people, if you don't put yourself out there, usually no one else is.
That's a good saying. That's a good mindset, actually.
Yeah. And are you using OBS or Stream?
Yeah. I use OBS. OBS.
Yeah, and I would like Trash Panda said here. We've got hold on, let me go back. A virtual plugin that he recently introduced me to, which I'm actually using today as well. So you got your OBS in the center. On the right-hand side, it creates you vertical scenes, vertical sources, and vertical scene transitions. So it kind of splits your OBS into like two categories. But the vertical category, you throw in your camera just like you do with your game scene. So right now I've got me on the left, you on the right, and then your page in the middle. So I can actually if I can hotkey a button to take a 30-second clip prior to when I hit the button. So if we say something funny or something unique, I can hit the button, which I still got to get in the habit of doing. I haven't done, I think I did like one clip earlier, two clips earlier throughout our stream here. But it's very nice because it records it in the resolution of TikTok, Facebook Reels, YouTube Reels. So it's already formatted for that, and it saves it right to your desktop. So then you can go in and upload that onto an editor, add some effects to it if you wanted, and then, or you could just keep it in its raw form and post it right to YouTube Shorts and stuff like that. So you don't have to really even go into your highlights on your stream. You don't have to edit anything through Twitch. It just goes right in, and it's been a game changer. And it's a free service that you just plug in right to your OBS. And I kind of had. Yeah, it is definitely a game changer. And and we'll see how it goes. You still got to use appropriate hashtags with whatever game you're using. But I think it would be a good thing for your retro games, because I know I feel like on Twitch, retro's good, but it's still such a smaller niche on Twitch. I mean, there's big streamers out there who do it, but I've noticed on YouTube and Facebook and a lot of those, TikTok, it's way bigger on there. I see like so much retro stuff out there on there, but compared to on Twitch, maybe I'm just not in that same categories as a lot of people here. But I'll put a video together for hashtags and get in the content creator section. Awesome. Yeah, I've looked at some hashtag stuff. It's just there was a website that I found called Best Hashtags. And then it has it subcategoried for like this game, and what kind of content you're making. So I did find that, and hopefully that helps me out. But yeah, no, it's tough. Like, to keep up being a content creator, there's not enough time in the day to do everything you want to do. So you have to prioritize. So I say little steps. If you see something, you want to add to the stream or a new overlay or something. We're going to be doing a lot of clown coaching in the Discord on ways to kind of improve the stream. But I see you joined, you're in the right direction. You're in the kingdom. I see you're part of also the PGG, Planet Gaming Gang. So we love Kamikaze and Camno. They're great streamers, and they provide a good community over there as well. So I'm happy to be a part of that. And it's great to have you a part of that team as well. So any visibility helps. I see you got your YouTube, your Discord, your TikTok here. I'm actually going to look over. It says, hey, y'all, my name is Maplemaf, but you can call me Maple. I'm a Canadian streamer who absolutely loves running it back and playing a bunch of oldies, but also enjoy taking on some of the newer games for a good pace or a good change of pace. I love nostalgia and have a knack for fighters as well. So I think that's really good to know. And then we've got your YouTube, Discord, TikTok. We've got some featured viewers here. We got your blurbs, which is, I love blurbs. I use blurbs as well. And then let's see here. We got some clips maybe. Let's see. I'm sure we'll find something in here. Somebody's clipped. Oh, we got double hammer time, baby. Let's see what this is.
Oh, that's just we were down 2 lives to 1, and it just took matters into my own hammer.
Oh, there we go. Multiverse. Yeah, I've seen this before. Okay, it took me having a look at it.
And the red Harley Quinn. You see what happened? Or sorry, the blue Harley Quinn. Sorry, not red. Blue. My apologies.
Yeah.
They both tried to come out to the edge to kill me, and I dodged them both and put them both off the edge. If you just watch, if you watch the Harley, I get knocked off, and they both come after me to get the final kill, and they both pay dearly for it.
Nice.
GG's, boys.
I actually have, if you like Fortnite, I have like a old YouTube video on my channel it's one of the first videos I ever edited before. It's like a Fortnite montage.
Yeah, let me
it should be on my YouTube though, I believe. If the link even works anymore. It should. I just sometimes the links get a little like they die for some reason.
Oh yeah. Is it under the same name on YouTube? Is your name the same or?
It should be. Like I changed it. It should just be my name. Sorry.
Okay.
It should be. Yeah. Yeah, and the video should be called. I think it's Mr. Dapper Highlights. That was my old name, number 1.
Yeah, so you got some FIFA, RuneScape, Evil Within. Oh wow,
these are old.
Evil Within is a 9-year-old game. I did not know Evil Within was that old now. Odd.
I'm glad I could date it for you.
Yeah, I was like looking through. Okay, let's see if
I've got some old. Yeah, but near the top should be the Fortnite one, I believe.
Oh, I see it here. There we go. Here, let me
Yeah.
pull it up.
I'm pretty proud of it. From years ago, though. Like, how was that? 4 years ago? Wow, that's actually nuts.
I know, it goes by so quick, yeah.
That's actually nuts. Yeah, I don't even remember how I made that.
Oh.
I do have I love that Omega skin. I got all the white.
Oh, wow, I love that shot. That was a good one. Oh, so you're a builder, huh?
I can. I'd prefer to do 0 builds, but I can. And this is years ago. I should be a bit better now, but I was never great at building. The PC kids are the psychos.
I mean, you look pretty good to me. You box and edit, so that's better than I do when it comes to build. I just box. I can't edit worth shit. I like it.
My favorite shot's this one. Tried to hit it on the beat. Yeah, this is one of my first attempts at editing, so it's okay. Some of the clips are pretty meh. But I mean, I don't even remember if I could still build I don't even remember if I could still build, to be honest.
Well, if you're ever free on a Friday night, you're welcome to join us on Fortnite Fridays. We do a lot of 0 build. We also do 0 build pit, which you go pretty much can pick from a lot of the weapons and heals and mobility, and you all get dropped into this pit area, which is like a free-for-all, and we all battle it out, and then you die and you just jump back down. Awesome. And yeah, it's
just a warning, the last shot in this video, which is coming up, is a bit louder, but it's probably the coolest shot I've ever hit in my life. So it'll fade black, and it'll come back in. The clip's a little bit loud. I should have lowered the volume. I was still a rookie video maker. But it's probably the coolest shot I've hit in a long time. So it's coming up now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, headshot through the plane. That was like...
Took him knocked. Imagine being like that far away in the plane, being like, surely I got away.
Yeah.
Surely I escaped at this point, and then just getting knocked out of the plane. So that's one of my favorite ones already. Yeah, so I used to do a little Fortnite game, and I used to do a lot of RuneScape giveaways. I still do once in a while. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done my YouTube channel in a while. I'm just realizing I uploaded about a month ago for it was a fight against one of the hardest bosses in Kingdom Hearts 1. And I didn't know that at the time. So I just walked into it and was like, who is this man? And I beat it the first try, and I've been told that's pretty good. So I posted a little clip of it. I was proud. I edited it, and cut a few of the longer parts, but
yeah.
I need to post some more on YouTube, it looks like.
Yeah, no, I mean, definitely I can send you the link to the vertical plugin. It definitely helps. And then you can set it to like whatever time you want it to backtrack to. So it doesn't have to be just 30 seconds. If you wanted a 2-minute or 5-minute clip, you could do that to get more content, right? And then you just every 5 minutes hit the button, or however you want to do it to get it. I just know that this way you don't have to like record the whole stream and go through the whole stream and kind of figure out.
So frustrating.
Yeah, and then I use also a free website called eclipse.gg. They do have a premium service, but say you only stream under 3 hours. If you stream under 3 hours, you can have it linked to your Twitch account, and that will actually you can hit process the stream, and it will take like in games like that you play, it may not be the greatest, but like shooter games or fighting games, it will realize like when you won or got a kill, and it will just take clips automatically out of that, and then you can throw it into their built-in editor. So like they just added memes to the editor, so now you can add memes to it. So like there's a couple clips I'll have coming out next week on my socials that'll like there's one that's like I'm fast as fuck boy, and it shows that meme pop up and me running and stuff, and then like the goat, there's like that meme, and like a couple other fun ones. Like there's one where I was like shooting at this guy who was building, and I killed him. He ran away, and I started doing my juggling emote, and then I get sniped from across the map, and I'm like, oh crap, and I turn around and I jump over this edge of the building, and I got over the edge, but for somehow I still got shot again once I got over the edge, and I blew up and died. And then I threw up like some memes of me crying and stuff like that.
Face,
So it's like little things that make it a little bit more interactive, because I've noticed nowadays that a lot of the content is in short form. We're hitting that age where people don't want to sit there and watch an hour video, a half an hour video, even a 5-10 minute video is too much for most people. So a 30-second clip is what people are looking for, and you'll get a ton more views off of those. So posting in YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, or TikToks, I think that'll highlight a lot of your retro games. Even if it's like a boss you're fighting, or you keep dying on the same spot over and over, you can just keep clipping it and then edit them all together, right? So it's like each attempt over and over. I think that's the deal breaker there, and I think that would push your content creation to a whole new level. And it's a free plugin. At first I thought you had to pay for it, but it's free, and once you get it set up, it'll just create the best content you can outside of your stream, and you can even do it off stream too.
I guess it's all about engagement, just trying to get your anywhere you can. Just like, hey, they see that somebody saw you here, somebody like just getting your name out wherever you can, just little clips everywhere.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's definitely hard, because I've been doing it for some time, and the effort you put into it is not reciprocated in the viewership, right? So it's like I've sit there for 2 hours editing a clip just to get the clip to only get like 20 views, and I'm like, what the fuck did I do all that for? And it's very discouraging at times, but it is what it is. And the hopes is like one of those times or one of those days, you'll go viral on a video, and that's all it takes. It's luck.
Big,
I mean, it is. It's really
luck. It's luck. That's awesome. No, I totally get that. Like I agree. Like it. Sometimes it's just like, hey, this big streamer rated you with 2,000, 10,000 ninja rated someone. All of a sudden, this guy, all of a sudden, it could be complete luck like that. And TikTokers too, right? They have crazy audiences on there, right? Like,
and that's the hope, right? Is and unfortunately, if you stream a ton like that's kind of, I feel like a lot of people who stream and don't make content. I'm gonna talk about like 8-12 hour streams every day. Those people, I think, are trying to get super lucky that way. But that's even harder in between than I think like a video popping off. Because I saw like a TikToker kid who was just made a video and was like, well, if you share this video, I'll share yours. If you like this video, I'll like yours. Blah, blah, blah. But I don't think he had any intent on sharing anybody's video, liking anyone's video. But that video sparked people to share, sparked people to like, because he said he would in return do it. And then I look at the video, and it's like millions of likes and millions of views, and now this kid's got tons of, and it's off of a random video off of a lie. Exactly, yeah. But once that video is out there, now any future content he makes is going to have that increased visibility because of all the following, right? So it's
be
tough.
evil. It's the moral of the story.
Exactly. Yeah. Produce trash, and people love
produce trash and lie, and you're good to go.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. It is, because people like us who put in the work, the effort, the real content creation, are just lost and shadowed out in the world, and that's just how it is sometimes.
I like a lot of the stream. Like people seem a lot like at the smaller stuff. They seem nicer, more humble, and you're like, why don't you have more viewers? You know what I mean? Like why is it this random guy who's he's not doing anything special, really. It's just, I don't know. And it's just like, not that we're, doing stuff special. Yeah, very grainy, very, like, not even, friendly to any of the viewers. Like, he's very just like, yeah, what's up, chat? What do you guys want? What do you know what I mean? Like, it's just, so.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's tough. It's like you kind of compare yourself. You're like, what's this guy got that I don't? Or what are they doing that I don't? And they,
like, what's the key? What's the trick, right? Like, what's the...
Yeah, and I think it's just because it's raw. People like raw. People like, I think they like that no one gives a shit about them. Like sometimes, like they're like, I like this guy because he doesn't like anybody and he's real and
he's a jerk. Like, kind of. Just not, he doesn't care. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, whatever content they're creating is raw and it's in itself, and that's popular, I guess. But yeah, no. So we got a couple quick questions, and then we will be departing, but we will come over with the raid if you're going to be hopping on after. Okay. What I know some of the fun questions that we have, and then I'll have a couple more streaming. But yeah, if you could do anything for a day, what would you do? What would be your
dream day kind of thing?
Yeah, and you can even, we do have usually in two forms of a question. We do have that question, but also if you could travel anywhere, what would your destination be?
Yeah, because if I could do anything in a day, I would probably want to travel and go somewhere. I'd want to bring my girlfriend, and I'd probably want to go... I would love to go to Italy again, if I could go anywhere. I would love to go to Italy for a week right now, you know what I mean? And just enjoy the hot weather, the culture, the plazas are beautiful. It's just... My girlfriend's also Italian, so it's like that's an extra special for her. So yeah, I would say it would be really, really cool if I could go to Italy right now. Anything in today would be going there.
Yeah, and you'd have that pasta that you're looking to have for.
It'd be so much better than if I made it. That's for sure. Absolutely, it'd be way better than if I made it.
And we were talking about earlier DC and stuff. If and this could be any universe. If you were a superhero, what superpowers would you have?
Oh, the Flash, no question. I don't want to be super speed. He can do anything, man. He can turn back time. He can be anywhere in an instant. He can go through walls. You know what I mean? He can keep up. He's faster than Superman. I just want to be the Flash, that's for sure. And I used to do a lot of track and field in school and sprinting, and I got to a pretty high level, so I like being fast.
Nice. Yeah, my kid actually did track for a couple years as well, so that was always fun to see. Do you have any animals in the home? You got pets?
Yeah, I do. I have my cat. I've had him for a while. His name's Bentley. He's unreal. I sometimes like to call him my dog because he likes to fetch. He likes to do tricks. He does little tricks for treats and stuff. Yeah, he's awesome. He's an orange. He's one of the orange cats. So he's very chill.
Tabbies, I think is.
Orange tabbies. He's very chill. And he's, I don't know, he's just a very sweet boy, he just wants to cuddle, he just wants to I don't know, he just doesn't have a bad bone in his body. So yeah, he's awesome. I love him. We're getting a kitten soon as well in the house. My sister, she's moving, and they're moving into a house with a big dog, so they got to bring the little kitten here, so we're gonna be getting a kitten here at our place.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, hopefully the cat can adjust to the little kitten. I'm sure they're usually pretty good. They at first they're kind of like they might hiss.
Yeah, they get a little hissy.
You're like, oh, settle down, it's all right. Then eventually they start to play, right? They get along. They get companionship. Yep.
And the orange Bentley, he's always been really friendly. He's always been just a really loving cat. He gives a lot of love.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty. He likes to lick and yeah.
Yeah, I love cats. They're great. I used to not be a bit. I grew up with dogs, and it wasn't until my teenage years where I was really introduced to cats. We had a ton of dogs, different breeds of dogs. My dad and then my cousins were big dog people, so having cats. I was introduced through, I think my grandmother on my dad's side, and that cat was my first cat I was introduced to, really. And it didn't like me, so it would stay away from me. Yeah, it was kind of a mean cat, and I was like, oh great. So I had this perception that a lot of cats were mean, But then I
Mhm.
met like a lot of, sweet cats, and then I just kind of, fell in love, I guess you would say, with cats more than
The one,
dogs.
yeah. My girlfriend didn't like cats either, and then she met Bentley, and he's, now it's her son.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
loves it. She's always all over him. So I definitely get that.
Yeah, our cat will give like we give him chin rubs, so he like I pick him up and
Yep.
hold him like a baby, and then rub underneath his chin, and he just like smiles and closes his eyes, and then also before we feed him, he'll hop up
Yep.
on like the table or up on we have a deep freezer, and he'll hop up there, and then you get close to him, and he'll push his head and face against yours, and kind of like kind of let you know that he loves you, and gives him like us hugs before we feed him.
Yeah.
So it's just little cute little things. And I hear that you can get these little, I haven't done it yet, but the little push
Mhm.
buttons, and they make a noise. So like you can program it with your voice to say like food or treat or water,
Yeah.
and the cat will actually, like when you give them food, you hit the button, or when you give them water, you hit the button, and they'll realize like which button does what, and the cat will actually come up and hit the button itself when it wants
Oh,
something. So you're
so
training
communicate
it,
kind of.
yeah. So you're training
That's
the
kind of
the
cool.
animal to respond to those type of actions. And it's pretty cool. I wanted to do it, we just haven't done it. We can usually tell from his demeanor what he wants, because sometimes he'll want to play, and we'll pull out the little
Yeah.
laser pointer. Have you done that before, the little red
Oh
laser
yeah.
pointers?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. He loves those. He loves chasing those.
Yeah, so like we kind of get an idea what he's wanting, but some days it's hard because sometimes cats will respond the same way when they're sick or they're irritated. It's definitely tough, but no, one of the last couple questions, we'll do some stream related questions here.
Yeah.
Have you had any memorable moments or unexpected moments on stream that you've remembered?
Yeah, I was playing Multiversus because I liked streaming Multiversus when it was out, and one of my favorite Multiversus streamers, who's like partnered, and he was getting like an average of over 100 views per like a lot of he was very well known in the Multiversus community. I'd pop into his streams. Even he also streamed Pokemon Kaizo runs. If you
Oh,
know what
okay.
those are. And he would not get nearly the engagement of those. You'd probably get like maybe 20, 25 people, compared to the about 100, 120 more you get with Multiverses. So I would pop into his Pokemon streams because I found them interesting, chat with him every now and again. And one day he rated me out with like his full stream.
Oh, that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it was wow. The raid came in, and then all of a sudden the chat started to just explode. And I'm not used to anything like that. I don't know. I always remembered that. I was just like, whoa! Like I watched back the video or the VOD later that he had, because you can see, they post the full streams. Because I was just like, well, why did he raid me? Like, what did he say before that? And he was just like, oh, hey, gonna raid a really nice guy, good friend of mine, nice guy, a smaller streamer, and yeah, go give him some love. And I was like, oh man, like, that's so nice of you. Like, what a gem. So
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I love when that happens. We got a lot of people in the community that have shared similar stories of like some of their favorite streamers, or different category streamers who've rated in. I know
Mhm.
one of the Call of Duty people said that there was like a gunner granny type of lady who played Call of Duty who rated into him,
Yep.
who was a Call of Duty streamer. Here we go. We got a question here. Wolfpuck, Xbox, OBS, and HDMI splitter, and no capture card. How does that work? Because I'm trying to wrap my head around it, and it's not making sense. So you'd pretty much run the what? I'll let you explain it.
I can try and show you with the webcam if that helps. Alright, where's all the pieces to this puzzle? So, I got it's a bunch of random shit in my room. So, you'll have this, which is an HDMI splitter. There's the cables running from the Xbox to the HDMI splitter. That's the cable that's going to the Xbox. This cable is going to this monitor. This cable is going to the PC.
Yeah.
I will put this
so
back
that's
here.
that's perfect. It's just Xbox
Well, it's not-
into the
Not done
splitter.
yet. Sorry, I was just slowly moving over here, so I didn't knock
yeah.
anything over.
Uh-oh. Are you still there?
No capture. It's an HD. It's HD video capture. So the HDMI goes into the capture, which is a USB port, and then I have the original connection. Sorry, did I disconnect?
Oh, you're good now. You just froze for a minute, so it's all right. You're back.
Sorry. Yeah. So there's the one cable that comes out of the splitter right to this TV. So that's technically just Xbox to TV. No funny business. And then the other cable, which runs to the PC, has the back of the HDMI goes into the back of the card. That goes in the USB. And then when you go into OBS, you can go to video capture source, and it will be there called USB video.
Yeah. Yeah, and
so-
the HDMI splitter says we'll puck with 2 output slots. Yeah.
Yes, it has to have the one input slot to the 2 output slots. Make sure that's very clear that it's 1 in to 2 out, so you get the 2 signals. Because I know that there are some products that look like that, but they're not the correct product.
Yeah, no, that's good advice. Yeah, and that's also a good, memorable experience. You know, it's always awesome when you can go back and know the person who's rated into you. You've spent some time in their community, and they were able to return the favor. You know, return the audience over to you. Won't work for mine.
yeah.
But, yeah. And then let's see here. So I guess one of the last questions we have. Let's see.
Mhm.
All right, I'm trying to make sure I get a good one here. I'll always like this one because you've been streaming some good time now. What advice would you give to a new streamer trying to stand out or trying to find what direction to go as a streamer or content creator?
Over the small details. You know, when people come in, if you want people to give you their time, hang around. Yeah, it's not just, you can't just be a really good gamer or something. For some people that's enough, but a lot of the times, like Jokerdad has, like he's got the little things in chat. You've got the games you can play. He's got fun little. It's a whole picture that you want to paint, and people feel comfortable and come back and hang out with you. So I would say definitely don't skip out on the small details, and don't get discouraged if no one's watching. Just keep talking and gaming as if they were, because eventually, if you do, they will.
Yeah, no, that's probably that later in there is the huge thing. It's just continuing conversation, continuing the flow, no matter what game you're playing, no matter how you're playing it, like just narrate it. That was the biggest thing with me in Fortnite. It's like Fortnite, there's not much to talk about. It's a shooter, right? Like what can you get into it? But if I'm sitting there and I'm dropping, I'm telling chat why I'm dropping here, what I'm gonna do when I land here. I need shields, I need this. Okay, we're gonna try to outplay this player here, because I'm not the greatest Fortnite player either. But I have to think like my opponent, and sometimes I can't outshoot them. I'm not as good as them, so I have to outplay them. Right? I have to do something that they least expect to pull my advantage of them. And you guys might see that at times with clips where it's like, what is he doing? Like I'm thinking ahead, right? Like before I even do something, I'm thinking ahead to try to clutch the victory. But it's a tough road. But I think you're doing great, man. That's why I reached out to you and wanted to have you on the show for some time. I saw the content you were making, and I loved the little niche things like the retro gaming and how you were responding to your chat. I knew you're a very energetic and communicative person, because I've had some people who come on and let's just say they're not very communicative. They're not a very big people person, and that's cool too, because like I really wasn't a very big people person when I started streaming. So I've developed and grown as a content creator, as a talk show host, to where now it kind of flows a little bit more easier than it used to, and I wouldn't have got to where I'm at now if I didn't start from somewhere. So starting off from nothing is usually the best way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we'll see who's still here. We might have, I know a lot of people have been lurking at work. But yeah, we'll do a poll real quick if you like Spyro or Crash.
Or Crash, yeah.
So we'll do that here. Poll.
Spyro or Crash? Who likes? I thought we were cool.
Here we go. And we'll do a 5-minute here. And we'll take off the additional votes. So 1 vote for, what do you mean, Jokerdad? I thought we were cool. Yeah, you're cool. No, I think the difference between cool, everybody's cool to me unless you give me a reason not to. But yeah, no, Scapular, go ahead, vote up there. We got Pyro, or I put Pyro. Great. Let me cancel that because people aren't going to know what that is. How can I cancel the poll? It won't let me cancel it. All right, guys. Well, Pyro is Spyro. I don't know why I didn't have the S there. But then Crash. So Crash Bandicoot or Spyro the Dragon. If whatever game you guys would like to see him play today, vote on that. But no, there's just some people I've had on here, hybrid, who've been a little, I would say, not just inconsiderate, right, but or aren't familiar with the format, right, of how things work, right, and that's fine. That's not their fault. They may not have ever really engaged in a lot of outside conversation. I think when it comes to streaming, there's a lot of, I guess, hermits, you would say, people who don't engage in society on a normal basis. So when this is their way of communicating with the outside world, which is great. I think this is a good way to provide someone with a safe, comfortable experience and at their own pace and rate. And they have to grow that way individually, not just as a streamer. So they're growing as an individual, and I think that's awesome. But they're very not considerate of the host or other people, maybe in chat. Those are those people, like I've come into some people's streams and they've had audio issues where their mic's really, really low, their gameplay's really, really high, and I've tried to help them, but they've been rude, right? They're like, well, if you don't like my sound, you can go elsewhere and find another streamer to watch. And it's like, but I don't want to watch another streamer. I'm here watching you right now.
Yeah, like, well, dude,
and I'm just trying to help you, those people. And then I've had people come on the show who were playing a game at the time while we were engaging in discussion, and they were talking to their own chat because they were live at the time, and now they're not hearing the questions I'm asking them, and they're being interrupted, or they're stopping their answer halfway through and addressing their chat. I just think and they wouldn't have known that, being that this was the first talk show they've been on. They just assumed that it was okay to stream at the same time. And I've had to learn as a content creator. There was a time at which I had all my sound alerts on during the talk show, and my chat would spam sound alerts when I was asking the guest questions. So then eventually I just had to turn off sound alerts altogether to a point. Like, we still have our mid alerts or sub alerts, but outside of that, I don't have channel points besides like the applause. Yeah. So there's just little things here and there you kind of learn as you go. So I kind of give those people the same benefit of the doubt. But yeah,
I'm just looking at. I see the poll. It looks like it's gonna be Crash Bandicoot. So I'll have to look through a couple of the Crash Bandicoot games and download one. I thought they'd be a little quicker, but I was gonna do Crash Nitro Kart, but the download might take a little while. I may have to play FIFA for my stream. Do you think that'd be... No? I think I should just wait for the download? Sorry,
no, you're fine. I mean, whichever, if you don't have... do you have Spyro downloaded, or either one, or...
I have Spyro the Dragon, I believe, downloaded here.
Yeah, because we could do that, and then you could still unless your bandwidth's bad, you could still download while you play Spyro and then go into Crash, or however you wanted to stream today. It's your stream. I think the retro game would probably be better than the FIFA.
Okay. Or Fortnite, I guess. I'm just trying to make sure these downloads don't take too long. Open with.
Yeah, I mean, and if you play Fortnite, I might be able to play one game before I head out, but I'll still raid into you, and I could play a game before I leave.
Sure. I mean, yeah, that would probably work best for me. I guess I should get these downloads done now that I know what the better game would be. So maybe Fortnite, you think? Would that be?
Yeah, are you updated on Fortnite?
I should be, yes. Yes, I am. I am updated on Fortnite. Yep, I'm updated on Fortnite. I am.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we can do that. So if you want to go live here in a moment, I'll raid over to you, and then I can hop on, and I can maybe go ahead and add your... is the same of your Epic ID? Is that Maplemaf, or do you have a different...
it should be. I just hope it doesn't have TTV at the end.
Let's see here.
And I'm just plugging my cables into the different monitors. Hopefully they work okay.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Maplemaf. Let me see. Okay. I think I have you already added, it looks like. So yeah, no worries there. Your chair
looks like I just have to what's that?
Oh, scapular bark. She's like, your chair looks like a giant turd.
Oh, thank you. It's comfy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just switching my monitors. If that's all right.
My kid laughing, Jesus. Kids think everything's funny.
Hey, I think that was actually pretty good one.
No, that's not right. If someone is trying to help you, to take that advice. Yeah, exactly. Or take notice and check all audios. Yeah, exactly. Say, well, I can't deal with that right now. I'll check it out later. Thanks for the advice, right? Like, there's just ways of responding to people with suggestions. It's not like I'm there to criticize your stream, right? I'm just trying to help as a viewer who wants the best experience out of a stream, right? But yeah, no, man, we'll get this community over to you, hang out with you, vibe. But unfortunately, I usually got to go to work around this time, but I can squeeze in like a 20, 30-minute game. 2 if we die right away, but and then we'll go from there.
It takes 2 to make it out. Fix up the old camera.
But yeah, I don't know if your OBS, I know some people's OBS doesn't show their cam if their cam source is already being used elsewhere.
Yeah, it won't. So I'll have to, I guess, I'll hang up now and go live, I suppose? Or is that best to do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'll do that right away.
We'll get over, and once you're going and I've rated out, you'll see me in a little bit in the lobby here, like a minute or two, and then we'll get a game in. I mean,
awesome.
We can,
Perfect.
if you
Thank
want
you very
it.
much.
Yeah, no problem. We can use game party chat too if you want.
Sure. Perfect.
All right. See you soon.
I will do that. See you.